Hey guys, welcome to a stream. This is Arriagada coming to you live from Ebb Flow, Manitoba. We're here at the Ebb Flow Recreation Complex, and we're here for the 2024 Ebb Flow Treaty Days Pool Tournament. It is a two-day event. First day being the singles. The second day, which is tomorrow, is going to be the teams, three-man teams. We're on the singles right now on day one, and we're in the middle of a matchup. It is 4-1 now for Jason Mousseau. He's on the hill, and Chris Davis is breaking next. And let me switch over tables here because I got the wrong table set up. Give me a second. I just got to make an adjustment. All right, so now it's set up. Okay, here we go. And it looks like the signal's good, so we're good to go. Yeah, it's good to go now. Now it's showing me all green bars, which is good. Yeah. No, buddy. Yeah, it's good now. Yeah. All right. I can finally get into it. Yeah, see, the main thing is you look, oh, see, there goes red again. This bar is supposed to be green, but right now it's red again. So I don't know what happened.
Must be bad luck, maybe.
No, it's got to be interference from somewhere, man.
Maybe too much traffic,
it could be. So right now I'm dual streaming too. I'm on both YouTube and Facebook. So maybe if I just focus on one, that would be better. So once again, which one do you want, Facebook or YouTube?
It doesn't matter which way you think it's better. It doesn't really matter. I think
So
Facebook, a lot of people go on Facebook.
a lot of people go on Facebook. Yeah. On YouTube, that's for people that don't have Facebook, and they can watch it on their TVs, right? So
I think it's Facebook.
Facebook, okay. So then after this match is done, I'll stop the stream, come back, and I'll stream only on Facebook. See if that helps. But right now, so far, so good. Like it's going up and down, what you expect, but it's gone back up to green, right? So it might be okay. We'll see. We'll start the clock on this one here. 4-1, and Jason Mousseau's at the table now. Chris Davis has turned the table over. Yeah, that's no problem. Yeah, you're okay.
My boss, I always get my looking outside. Very nice guy.
Yeah, no, he's one of my favorites, man. Always been a gentleman. Never been mad at me. Never bitched. You know, I got a few guys that have bitched at me over the time, but I understand them. You know, but he's had chances to bitch at me. He's never taken that chance.
Very nice guy out there.
Yeah.
Nice working for him.
Yeah. He seems like he'd be an easygoing guy too. Yeah.
They're working for him.
Yeah. Where's Joey today?
He's got
Oh yeah.
teaching over, like, you know.
Oh,
He
so
could come and watch, but like, you know, he
wanted to play, yeah.
always stay home. More the team, so
Tell him to come here and hang out with me on the mic. I'll put up the second mic for him.
I'll get my wife to phone to come down. I'll tell him right away.
Yeah. Oh, looks like Jason's gonna close out here. Yeah, that's over. Just the 8-ball left. One of the top players here in Ebb Flow having a good run on that one. All right, and well, the signal is kind of like good and kind of not good. You guys tell me. You guys are watching right now. Is it all right? Is it a little laggy, man? Couldn't get enough, he says. He needed more action. We'll go to the other table now because this is where the next matchup is. I'll try to run the stream this way until eventually I have some really bad issues. And if I have some really bad issues, then I'll stop the stream. Now, the reason why I'm going to keep it running for those of you that are watching right now is because there's a few people that like to tune in and watch on YouTube. There's actually, lately anyway, there's more people that watch on YouTube than watch on Facebook. So I'm trying to stream on YouTube and Facebook at the same time. For now, we'll see if the quality will keep up or not. If it becomes an issue, if I see any lag or anything like that, then I'll end up stopping the stream and then I'll come back with Facebook stream only. But right now, it's on both. Anybody watching on YouTube, you guys can let me know how the quality is on YouTube. Thank you, Chris Mason. He's telling me that it's looking okay here on Facebook. And on YouTube, it's telling me that the bitrate's a little bit lower than it should be. But it seems like it's running okay. It doesn't seem like there's much lag on YouTube from my end anyway. What's up, Arden? How you doing, man? Lisa Cornell McLean, welcome to the stream. Pierce, Ronald Lepine, welcome to the stream. Kathy Secrets, how you doing? Mike McKinney, what's up, man? Joe Cave, how you doing? Hope everybody's enjoying your Monday afternoon, I guess we'll say. Beginning of the week. I know it's dreadful for people that go work like 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. They hate Mondays. Everybody else is like, hey, Monday. Okay, so this is a new match. And it's Jason. Who is he playing against? All right, we're going to reset the score at 0-0 anyway, and we'll reset the timer. He's not playing against Chris Davis anymore. I'll have to find out who he's playing against. Already. So it's Ryan Flett who he's playing against, and they're in the first rack right now. It's a race to 5. We'll start the clock too. Why not? Good stuff, Kathy. Good to hear. Joshua Keith Imperato, how you doing? Glenn Murray, Joey Bolio, Ron Chaborak. Hey, Joey, I know you're not playing today, man. You're not playing until tomorrow. I just told your dad to message you. If you want to come down and hang out, you can come hang out with me on the mic, man. I'll set up a second mic for you. You can come do some commentary and give me some insights on some of the players, because you probably know them better than I do. Although I know a lot of the top players from Ebb Flow. Joey Bolio, one of the young stars here in Ebb Flow, up and coming player. 600 plus already in his Fargo rate at 14 years old. I guess he's 15 now. You're 15 now, right, Joey? Antonio La Battaglia, how you doing? Says, great live, watching from Romania. Welcome to the stream, man. First time having a viewer from Romania. I've had viewers from all around the world, but never from Romania. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoy the coverage, man. I'll do my best. What's up, Des? Marvin Beatty. Kimberly Owens, welcome. Tries the cut to the corner. Almost cheats the pocket enough to make it. Opportunity for Jason to take the first game. He just came off a match that he won with a score of 5-1, so he's feeling some confidence right now. No brackets, Mike McKinney. They did this old school, man. Paper and pen old school. I thought about setting it up to have the bracket available on Challenge or Digital Pool, but like it'll be tough for me to keep track of what's going on it. tomorrow I might be able to do that for the teams, so I guess I'll do that tonight because they did the draw for the teams already. So I can maybe manually enter the bracket to be able to set it up on Challenge, so that way tomorrow you can at least keep track of what's going on with the teams. But the singles, I have no idea how far they are. I'm thinking they're in the quarterfinals now. 27 players started in this tournament. They were down to 12 about an hour ago. Got to be down to like the final 8 now, or close to it. And Jody McEwen, how you doing? Says, where's the event hosted? Nice setup in the rink. And it's actually pretty nice. I think so too. It's a little classy, actually. I don't know. It's not uncommon. I've seen other pool tournaments being held in hockey rinks before. Maybe it's the lighting here, or I don't know. Maybe it's the decor, but whatever the case, like it's a nice atmosphere, nice setting. I agree. What's up, Mr. Bob Bassett from Active Pool League? Jeremy Brady, Sam Campbell, what's up, man? Don Churchill, welcome to the stream. Brad Wyman, Angela Wilkin, welcome to the stream. Well, I'm not sure what he was trying there, but he's turned the table over back to Ryan, and Ryan's taking a look here to see what he can do with these solids. He's got an easy shot in the top corner with a 5-ball, but no setup whatsoever here for the 1 and the 3-ball. I think what he's looking at is maybe the 1-ball to the 4-ball combo, which I wouldn't mind that if it goes. Especially because you can play the stun angle or the stun draw to be able to go up for the 3-ball next, or the 5-ball, I mean, next. And it looks like he doesn't have it. He took a good study at it to make sure that it's either available or not, and he's made the choice to stay away from it, so it must not be available. Or maybe it is available and he figured he's going to play the combo next. If it wasn't available, he's going to have to try to find a way to make it available now. I think he just called the 4-ball. Looks like it's a really tight shot, if anything. Might have to go into the rail and then into the 4-ball after that, instead of going directly into the 4-ball. He made it. He wasn't sure about it, and he kind of didn't get rewarded here. Like, you can see the 1-ball, but there's no pocket for it. It's just a good hit. And he's hooked behind the 8-ball for the 3-ball. Man, nice little combination here, though. It looked like it was tight. You need me to watch it? Yeah. All right, I gotta go watch the shot. I'll be back. It was a good hit, indeed. And a bit of a safety battle now. Lloyd Lay, welcome to the stream. Kyle Arrington, welcome to the stream. Yeah, it looks like there's only about 8 players left in the tournament now. So to start off with 27, all day I've been trying to get the internet going, and finally I got it going now. So tomorrow we should be good to go right from the beginning of the tournament to the end. Today, unfortunately, we missed a good portion of it. There was a lot of great matches, man. And one thing about not having the internet working for me and having to wait for the guys to show up here to get me connected with an internet setup was that I got a chance to enjoy some of the matches, and I got to watch some really good matches. A lot of mixed players, so like some really good players, some intermediate players, some novice players, a little bit of everything in the tournament, and everybody seemed to be able to play pretty decent, even the newer level players. But obviously, the money is at with the top level players. You know, like Jason Mousseau is on the table right now. Larry Hunter's in the background right now on the table in the back. Johnny Baptiste is another player that's here that, you know, he's usually a favorite to win. Dan St. Paul, another one. Michael Hunter, another one. There's a few good players here, and you can't count out Carlos Malcolm. Van Sewell as well. Intermediate champion at Swan Lake 8-ball division last year. Needed a little bit of angle on that one ball to be able to break out that 8. It's got almost just enough. It looks like he'll be able to make the shot, no problem, but it looks like he might just miss that breakout unless he like hits it thicker with more spin, which is going to require him to jack up the cue a little bit. And he didn't do that. He was trying to go off the side to side for the breakout. I thought he was going to draw into the rail and then into that 13 ball for the breakout. And now he's kind of limited on what he can do here. He doesn't really have many options. Maybe, I don't know, billiard or a cannon off that 13 ball off to the side pocket. Maybe that might be okay. Right side middle pocket. I can't see it going in though, because you'd have to kick it off the back reel and then kind of run it into that 13 ball. Safety is the only option he's got left here. That's a good one. Locked him up pretty good. I think he's left him the shot on the 13 ball, but there's really no options to do anything with it other than a bank. Unless he left him some on the 14 ball. He's looking at that right now. I don't think he's got anything on 14. Oh, he's aiming at it again, so it must be a close one. Little swerve shot to make it happen. Yeah, there was just enough room for him to swerve around. Perfect pace on that one to get up for the 8-ball. And after a long, hard fought battle on the first rack, Jason Mousseau will take the first game. Looks like he's breaking next. Rack number 2. This guy used to come around and play in tournaments all the time. He was a very, very good player every time he came out. And then over the last few years, it's kind of been quiet. He hasn't really been playing in tournaments as much. Oh, yeah. I'll go get some. I'll be right back. Yeah, I'll go grab some.
Meeting like that.
Huh?
I only had breakfast this morning.
Yeah.
That's for the meeting here too.
At least you're having some veggies, though.
Yeah.
All right, I'm in a mood, man. We need some performance here. I'm ready to rock. And no, I'm not singing. I laugh because I tend to sing when I'm tired. And I'm a little tired today, but I think it's because I've been waiting so long to get everything set up that I'm just eager for some pool now. Tried a little bank combo there is going to come up short. Chase some Mousseau to the table. He's got a pretty open table. The 3 ball's a problem, and the 7 ball's a problem too. But where's the still open table? Thought he might have established what he was shooting at already, but oh yeah, he's shooting low ball. Just made the 4 ball. And this is a nice little setup here. He can take the 5 and try to get the breakout angle, but he's just going to try to take over that pocket. Oh, never mind. He made the shot. I don't know if he was trying to make the shot, but it went in. It's tough to get those object balls to follow through when there's a ball over the pocket unless you hit it 100% accurate. If it's off just a little bit, usually that ball is not going to go in. It's going to hang up on the pocket, but he hit that one so perfect that it just followed right through. And that was the biggest problem that he had was the 3 ball and the 7, but now he's got a pretty open table. Two ball is a challenging ball, so he might be able to get it off that rail right now off the 6 ball. He's going to leave it there. Is he thinking about getting it off with the 7 or maybe just trying to play shape off the 7 to get on top of the 2? Opens up the 8 ball and gets a shot on the 5. He's got a nice little angle here to work with too. I don't know if it'll work enough for him to get a comfortable shot on the 2 ball, but he should be able to find at least a shot on the 2 ball. He's gonna stun over, extra stroke on that one. Gets perfect on that 2 ball. Now he's either gonna have to make that 8 ball in the side pocket or in the corner. It's the only pockets that are available. And I'll have both options here, but I'm thinking he's gonna go side. Oh, he's gonna miss it. No way. I thought that was in all day long, man. I know the 11 ball was sort of there, but I didn't think it was gonna be a problem. I thought if anything, he might have just leaned into the 11 ball, a little bit of extra cushion for the shot, but he missed the shot altogether, and Ryan Flett gets a huge break on this one. About to be down 2-0, man. Instead, he gets a chance to tie things up at 1. Options for the 9 or the 14 here. Nice little line up here for the 8 ball. It's going to tie up the match at 1. One thing that I'm noticing so far is the style of players that Ebb Flow has. They're not extremely methodical. It seems like the higher level players are methodical for sure. But anything intermediate on the way to the master level, they're pretty quick on their shooting. They don't take a lot of time to think. They just see the shot, they analyze what they're supposed to do with it, and they just do it. Doesn't take them too long. And Ryan's one of those players, as you can see there from that last rack. He's pretty fast paced, didn't take too long. Kind of figured out right away what to do. Took a harder shot to the corner for the finish, but like the plan was concrete. He just knew what he wanted to do and follow through on it. Now, I don't know if you guys appreciate that, but I do. I'm a methodical player, so for me, usually I gotta take my time, work things out, walk around, figure out everything, including where I want the cue ball to end. But if you're not that kind of player, if you're not methodical, usually it's a nicer game to watch because it's very instinctive and you just see like how quick their thinking is, which is one of the things that I appreciate from a fast-paced shooter, is their quick thinking, man, especially when they're in trouble. But a lot of the quick shooters, usually they'll slow down right down whenever they get into trouble or when they're close to trouble. And that's kind of, I don't know, it's different because usually their pace is so fast that they don't need to slow down, but they will slow down for certain shots. What kind of player are you if you're watching right now? Are you a methodical player? Or are you one of those players that thinks with the right side of the brain and just gets down and executes and just keeps shooting? Because that's the difference, really. Is one player is a left side thinking player, and the other one's a right side thinking player. The right side thinking player just gets to the point. They just see the shot, they shoot, they know where to get the cue ball, and that's it. It's quick analysis, and they just get straight to it. But then the methodical player, like they need to know everything, right? Like what's the speed of the shot, what's the angle they're using, where's the cue ball going, all those little things, and they pay so much attention to that it takes them a lot longer. And yes, they do run a lot of tables because they're very consistent in the way they play from being more methodical. But it's not as fascinating to watch as when you watch a player that shoots fast, that can make everything. And it's also not as intimidating. I don't know. I personally, I'm not intimidated by players that shoot fast because I know eventually they're going to run into trouble anyway. I might be more intimidated by a methodical player, especially if he's a high-level player, because then usually they work every table out to make sure that they finish, and if they don't have a finish, they'll lock you up. So never a fun time to play against a methodical player. I'm thinking those fast-paced players can be intimidating for certain players. I think like most of the players that play like that because they don't want to take too much time to think. And usually it's something to do with like past experiences where they might have overanalyzed the shot, and because they overanalyzed it, they ended up coming up short or getting into some trouble. And so then they stopped doing that and started just playing faster and not thinking so much. Awesome, man. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks, man. Brought me a nice cold water. Earl Cameron says, what I like to know is it hot in there? It's pretty decent. I don't know. It's hot and it's not. Like there's pockets of heat and then there's pockets of good ventilation. So it's okay. But we only had 27 players in the tournament throughout the day, and now we're down to 8 and then some viewers, maybe about 20 people watching. So it's not too packed in here, which is not creating more heat. I think tomorrow with the teams, it'll probably be a little bit hotter in here and maybe muggier too. Which means that you're likely going to end up having to wear a glove because your stick's going to get a little muggy and sticky. If that's the way it's going to be tomorrow, which I'm assuming it might be with more people in the building. Ed Landry, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Catherine DeVoe, welcome to the stream. Diana Barton O'Neill, welcome to the stream. Daraka Kanharat, welcome to the stream. Got a Spanish viewer here as well. Jose Angel Rosario Velasquez, bienvenido, welcome. Monir Hosen, welcome to the stream. Kobe Exhibit Murdoch, what's happening, man? Welcome to the stream. Robert Morgan says, tend to play the player I'm against, if that makes sense. It does. A lot of people will adjust their style of play depending on who they're playing against, right? And I don't know, like it works and it doesn't work. I think like if you want to be a really good player, you got to be more consistent in your game. So who you play against and how they play, it shouldn't really matter. It does matter when you first start off because you're trying to keep up, and you know that's the reason why you may come up short on some matches too, because you're like, oh, I never beat this guy, right? But as you become a more experienced player, let's just put it in a kind way, you get more experience under your belt. You quickly realize that like you have to be more consistent. That's the key to being a good player. Is just being more consistent. Your pace and every shot should be about the same. You know, how you address every shot should be the same. How you work out your pattern should never vary, no matter what. If it's a wide open table or a complicated one, always work the table the same way. And the more you do that, the quicker you're going to become better at playing pool. It's consistency, right? First is consistency on learning how to shoot, how to make a ball. Then it's consistency on learning the patterns. And then it's consistency on the stroke. When you can work that out whichever way you want. And then it's consistency on the mental side of the game, right? Like it's all about consistency. The better you are at being consistent, the better you're going to become in pool. And that consistency can only be built through the efforts of the player by going to practice and putting in numerous hours, dedicated hours on learning, not just racking balls and shooting. I know a lot of, I don't know why, but a lot of players think that that's the best way to get practice in and the best way to warm up is to always like just rack the balls, break and run. It's not. It's the one thing that's holding you back from having a really good performance, to be honest. Um, Racking the balls and breaking and running the table should be something that it's only really done when you're playing against someone. Anytime you're practicing on your own, it should be dedicated practice, focusing on one specific skill that you're trying to learn or work on. And then, you know, if you master that skill on that same day, then good for you, man. You move on to the next skill. But if you don't, then you come back to that same skill until you master it, right? And maybe you go and do it for 4 or 5 days and you're still trying to figure it out. And you get a little bored or sidetracked and you're like, you know what? I don't want to do this no more. I'm going to do something different. That's okay. That's a time when you look at something different, a different skill. Maybe you look at kick shots or bank shots or just work on your break, man. You know, if you're feeling frustrated, that's the perfect time to work on your break because you're angry, right? You're frustrated. You're going to get some of that best power out there, man. And it's going to help you to learn how to put some real power behind your break while controlling the cue ball. So there's always an upside to the game if you're looking for it. Quickest way to not grow is just to rack balls and shoot. You're never going to get better that way. You may be a really good potter, natural ability, but as far as your success goes, meaning winning tournaments, it's going to be very limited. You're always going to come up short because there's no consistency. And if you look at every player in your community or in your country or in your city, if you watch all the best players around you, no matter who it is, anybody that's above 600, all of them play consistent. All of them have a same style of game to every shot. They don't change their ways. And that's part of it. And then another thing too is their rhythm. Like you'll see the rhythm for each player. Some players are fast-paced players, so they just kind of look one stroke and shoot. Other players are, you know, they have to take like 6, 7 pre-strokes, right? But you'll see that like every player, especially 600 and up, is very consistent on their rhythm, which is something else that players have to develop over time. And you can't get that without the experience of going out there and playing on the tables, man, and playing against people. Like I said, it's more or less about the mentality of the player and the approach that they use to be able to grow in the game. The more dedicated that approach is, the quicker the growth comes. Errol says, I got no sponsors, so I have no gloves. Well, I got an extra glove, bro. Are you a lefty? I can't remember. Can't remember if you're a lefty or a righty, but if you're a lefty, I got an extra glove with me. You can use that glove tomorrow, man. If you're a righty, man, I don't know. Go to Dollar Tree and buy one of those cheap winter gloves and just cut some holes into the fingertips. Good enough. Patrice, Leslie, how you doing? Carol Stein, how you doing? So are you on YouTube? I am. Let me go over there and say hi real quick. James Rockwell, how you doing? Hello from Coldwater, Michigan, USA. Great stream, Rod. Right on, man. Thanks for tuning in. Adam Cool, how you doing? Says your stream is good on YouTube. Right on, man. Appreciate it. YouTube is going good, he says. So that's really good because that means I don't have to like stop the stream and restart. I can just keep it going right now. And that makes me happy. I like it. I like it a lot. Let's see. Errol says Jason is like the Efren Reyes of Ebb Flow. Yeah, he's a pretty sweet player to watch, man. I know he is. And he's about to do some crazy stuff right here on this one. No, gonna come up short. He was trying to mass say that one off the rail and just didn't grab. Just didn't grab. All right, so Ron Shaborak, how you doing? Said I find most new players or players that have even been playing for a while start with a good rhythm and thought process, but as you make one, then two, they quickly get out of rhythm, and that's when they miss. The more they make, the faster they play. Yeah, so that's the rhythm thing you got to watch out for. You're very welcome, Carol. That's the rhythm thing you got to watch out for, man. The rhythm buildup is so important, right? And the consistency behind it matters. Now, what happens is that when a player makes a ball and then makes another ball and then makes another ball, they start feeling a little bit of anxiety. And it's not really anxiety. It's more like anxiousness, right? Like you just want to get to the next ball because you're like, in your mind, it's almost like you're a pool god at that moment. You're just in stroke. You think you're in stroke. So you're just letting it out, man. You're feeding into that ego, so to speak, right? The faster you shoot, the more you're feeling good about your game, until you end up coming up short, and then you're trying to figure out what happened, right? That's a big part of it, man. Like, yeah, you are going to pick up your pace when you're playing against players, especially the ones that you never beat. The more that you get closer to beating, the more anxious you're going to get, the more you're going to end up, shooting a little bit faster and eventually run into some troubles, whether it's positional or just missing a shot. Change is within you as long as you're willing to make that change, right? And a lot of it is just trying to figure out what's the good rhythm for you, right? So if you want to rack the balls and break and you want to try to, work on something with the rack by breaking, then that's one of the things you should be working on, which is trying to develop that rhythm, right? So if you're going to rack, then don't try to run the table and just try to develop a rhythm. Look at your pre-stroke, analyze that, work on it, right? 2-1 for Ryan. Analyze it, work it, make it better, man. And before you know it, it's going to be something consistent. And then once you find that consistency and that rhythm is all developed and it's all going good, then the only thing that's left after that, if you don't have all the skill and knowledge already, is the mental side of the game, right? Which, if you're developing a good rhythm, or you try to continue to have a good rhythm from the beginning, you're going to be able to overcome that part too. Because mentality, really, a lot of it is fundamental based. And what we think of mentality is the brain farts, which the brain farts all come from lack of fundamentals. Okay, that the more that you're not focused on what you're doing at the table, the more you're going to have some inconsistencies in your game. So part of developing a good rhythm for a good player is to be able to analyze the table properly. Don't know just what you're shooting at, but also know where the cue ball is going and also know where you're going to be shooting at next. Have a plan, right? So they usually teach you, like, work from the 8-ball back, an 8-ball. Some players will tell you that the best thing you can do is just, work 3 shots at a time. Other players will say just work the 1 shot or 2 shots. They're kind of all right. They're all sort of right. You have to, look from the 8-ball back to figure out a pattern. You have to work in conjunction of, a few shots in a row to develop that rhythm. So there's a little bit of all that kind of involved in the mentality side of things. And a lot of players don't understand that it's the mentality that's really affecting them. If you just took the time to work things out, to figure out where you want that cue ball, exactly where you want that cue ball, and if you worked on things like, your grip hand for stroke, your speed on the shot, learning how to play off the rails, like all those things, then you're going to have all the tools you need to be able to make a good analysis of what's going on the table. And the better you are figuring out what the table looks like and how to approach it, the easier it's going to become for you. Now, all that matters then after that is making sure you reset for every shot. And what I mean by reset is, like, you go in there, you assess the shot, figure out what you're going to do, put your hand on the cue and everything, so you get a feel for what it would feel like to shoot that ball, step back, reset, step back in, right? And if you do all that, then you're going to develop that nice, good, consistent rhythm that you're looking for. And a big part of it is just to make an assessment, go down to look at the shot, figure out everything you need to figure out for the shot, like what ball you're making, where the cue ball is going, what shot's next, and what shot is after that, because that's the 3 shots part that comes into play. You have to reset for the shot in front of you when you're shooting it. You have to set up for the shot that you're shooting after, and then you have to also think about the shot after that one. So when you work those 3 balls, you're usually going to find the right pattern, and you're going to be more focused on the shot. Big thing that can help players too, which a lot of players don't do, is to walk around the table, man. Like, don't give in to the only shot that you see. Walk around and look for other options. Sometimes you commit to making the 10 ball, but you got the perfect lineup for the 14. You were so committed to the 10 ball that you didn't see the 14. You missed an opportunity. Now you can't get out because you got to figure out how to get to that 14 or how to break it out. But if you would just walk around and take a look at everything after you make a shot, then you'll quickly realize all the other options you got. And now what happens to a player is that when they start realizing the options are available, they become more consistent because they constantly start picking the better choices, the better patterns. And that's just something that takes years to develop. Nowadays, not so much because there's lots of action going on. All you got to do is go out there and play pool, man. And if you're one of those people that's a lower level player, you're saying to yourself, like, I can't play in pool tournaments because, they're all open. There's no handicap. Don't be afraid, You gotta let go of the training wheels, and you know it's gonna be some donations at first for sure, but it won't take long for you to figure out how to battle. And once you learn how to battle, man, you're gonna enjoy the competition. The worst thing that I think a lot of players have done over the years, and especially because of the handicap era, is that they really, really rely on handicap tournaments to be able to go out there and compete. Now, if it's a mixed handicap, all open, that might help you because you get some pressure still from playing against higher level players. But if it's a handicap, meaning like, say, intermediate and under only, no advanced, no masters, well, you might be one of the best in that group, or you might make some money in that group, but your growth is very limited. And you're never going to grow outside that box, man. You got to make sure you get out of there. Do your best to like test yourself against higher level players. Understand what it is that you're missing so you can be more concrete at the table and be more accurate. Just a little bit of advice. I don't know. I told you guys I'm in a mood today, man. Preach. Preacher, man. Preach. That's where I'm at right now. Speaking the word of pool. They should add that in the Bible somewhere. The word of pool. There's probably some really good advice in there, man. Let's see. We got some more comments on Facebook. The more they make, the faster they play. That's the last one I see. And then Carol's thank you. Robert Morgan says, when I play against others in league play, I just play my games, unless they try to shark, be rude, etc. So when I meant I play the player, fast pace, but it'll slow way down, relook sometimes, and agitate, then super slow, I play even slower. My confidence and consistency stays the same, he says. Then Ron Shabar says, yes, I agree, Rod. You need to invest some money to be better. Well, and it's not even so much investing the money, because like you can find tournaments that are only $30, $35 to get in. And I say only now because 5 years ago, like, oh my God, $30. But now like $30 for a tournament, that's a special. You got a deal, man. But yeah, like it's all you gotta do is go out there and just play in a regular tournament. If you find a tournament that has open levels with handicap races, that helps you a little bit too. But if you're winning and it's only because you're handicapped, it's not helping you. The handicap is a crutch, and every time you use a crutch to walk around, you're gonna always rely on that crutch. When you let go of the crutch, you finally realize that you can take that cast off and just walk on your own. That's kind of like what happens in pool. We use crutches to be able to help us become confident while we're competing at the table as we're learning more about the game. And I'm basing all this on experience, just so you guys know. So I have a student that I've taught. This girl, she's a 26-year-old Chinese girl who started playing last year for the first time in April. And I've had 11 sessions with her so far that I trained her with. And she's playing at a really, really good level, man. Like, really good level. She's at the intermediate level already, but she's still trying to sandbag, right? She's trying to find a way to like play lower. I keep advising her not to play lower. She needs to play up. But she won't. She's kind of cushioned by some lower level players, and they kind of encourage her, like, hey, go play in the lower leagues. And even now, like, she's gonna play in the league for the first time, and she's trying to play in like the second lowest level. And like to me, it's like you're never gonna get better like that. You're doing everything that the other players do that limits them on their growth. So I keep trying to tell her, like, you gotta play up. You gotta play up. It's a big important thing. If like, let's say you don't want to play in tournaments, higher level, all you gotta do is find a higher level team for pool league and ask them to spare. Say, hey, listen, no commitment. I'm not looking to play in the playoffs. I just want to be your spare whenever you guys need one. That's all it takes, man. I'm telling you, the higher level players, is always tough to find players, man. They're always looking for a spare. So if you want to sign up for a spare with no commitment, just for you to develop some experience, that's a really good way to grow. You're going to see how the patterns are played. You're going to see how the smart shots are played, when they play safety. It's going to help your game a lot. My best year ever in pool was when I played on the highest level possible in the Manitoba Pool League. And that year, like, I was just running through racks, man. There was no stopping me. It didn't matter who I played, how great they were, what their Fargo rate was. None of that stuff mattered, man. It was ball pocket. And I'm telling you, like, that's the way you want to grow. It's a process, though. It's a process. Robert Morgan says, most of the higher ranked players you get beat by, if time permits, will help your game by talking to you about how, why, or what options you missed during the matches. And that's going to happen too, like especially when you go to tournaments that are open tournaments with handicaps. You're going to find that some of the players will try to like, help you out, give you some experience, share some of that knowledge. And good for them, man. I mean, honestly, that's the difference. If you're a great player, and you felt like, you know, you're going to be a champion and all that, and you're going to be great in the pool, just understand that if you're that good, you can make a difference for somebody who's not. And then you can really grow the game just by teaching them, just by working with them. You'd be surprised, man, how some of those players that look like they're not very good, how they turn to become really good players if you just invest a little time and teach them. It's a process, though, like I said. And you have to commit to the process and believe in it, which that's probably the toughest part is believing that you're gonna get better with all that hard work. But I'm telling you, man, the more you start working on your game specifically on things that you're not very good at, the quicker you're gonna see better results at the table. The more you're gonna embrace the practice because you understand now that you've been practicing the wrong way all along. Breaking and running tables, no good for you, especially when you're playing in tournaments. Best thing you can do is find your stroke, figure out the speed of the table, and build up the confidence on your shots, which is my warm-up routine. It's created in a way that it's supposed to help you become the best player that you can be with your warm-up. And that's even if you get a 15-minute warm-up or a 10-minute warm-up. My warm-up routine is so good that if you're a decent player, you'll get in stroke within 10 minutes. I might share that later. I don't know. We'll see. I'll think about it. Michael Fergal, how you doing? Harriet Haynes, welcome to the stream. Danilo Bolo, welcome to the stream. Linda Frank, Cesar Carroll, or Cesar Carroll, welcome to the stream. Everybody on YouTube, welcome to the stream. I hope you guys are enjoying the stream so far. We had some pretty good matches throughout the day that we didn't get a chance to watch, but now we're good to go. Internet issues have been solved. And I'm glad they were because I was like one more effort away from saying, you know what, I'm just going to go, man. There's no reason for me to be here. But it worked out. So now we got internet. We're good to go. And then tomorrow you guys will be able to tune in and watch the 3-man competition, which is going to be really good. It's going to be a lot of fun. And Jason Mousseau just missed the 8-ball here to go up 3-2. Huge opportunity here for Ryan Flett. He's got a nice opening shot here on this turn. Needs to figure out that 4-ball though. It doesn't fit the pattern. So you might have to set up for the 4-ball right now after the 6-ball. I would just roll this up, sell for a back cut on that 4-ball. He took that ball instead. Interesting. I would have taken the 6, then the 4, then the 2. Because here like, he left himself in a tough spot. He's more or less forced to make the 6-ball. He needs the cue ball to go up and down table with some pace. And then he needs to find shape. A lot of effort behind the shot. See, now he's shooting over the ball, which makes it even more difficult because now you have to play shape off that shot. And he's telling himself that right now, too. He's realizing that he's got to take that 6-ball. As you can see there, he shook his head. That's telling you right there. Like, he realizes that he might have played the wrong shot or he played the wrong shape. Too late to correct it now, though. You're on a survival situation where you got to overcome the obstacle in front of you. And the shot on the 6-ball is makeable, so should be all right. Got a little bit of extra pace on that one. Almost got enough to set up for the side pocket. Could still make it there. It's a bit of a roll-up shot. And it looks like the 4-ball might go past the 3-ball in the top left corner, but it would be a tighter shot to take on. He's taking a look at the back cut to the top right corner, which is pretty big, but we'll see. The player has to follow their instincts when they're at the table. It's the shot, so Jason's going to win that one, 3-2. Moving into rack number 6 now, and I believe Jason Mousseau is breaking. If he is, he'll be breaking for a chance to get on the hill first. Straight race to 5, no handicap on this one. Or at least in this match, anyway. Jennifer Da Silva, how you doing? Mary Schwab Garlitz, welcome to the stream. Cheryl Evans, how you doing? Pow Pow, welcome to the stream. Steve Moreno, what's up, man? I see a lot of ladies tuning in. I'm thinking it's because of the women's championship that was going on over the last few days out of Montreal. Thank you for tuning in, ladies. I hope you guys got to enjoy the pool and the coverage from Ben and Grant. I thought they did a really good job out there. Me, I'm Rod Arriagada. I'm the Manitoba representative. I'm in the middle of Canada. One thing I can tell you about myself, if this is your first time watching me, is that I love pool, man. A lot of passion. And I do share a lot of good knowledge. That's going to be a dry break. Opportunity for Jason Mousseau to get on the hill now. Open table, lots of different options. Both are pretty good, but actually I like low ball better. He's going to go high ball, and for him it's going to be tough for that 15 and that 13 ball. 10 ball is going to be a challenge too. We're not playing any music now, so I'm going to open up the microphone so you can hear all the background music, or background noise, I mean. Got another match going on the other table. This one here, it's Keith Malcolm and Johnny Baptiste. They're about to get their match started in rack number 1. We'll come back to that one after this one is done, or maybe in between if there's any breaks. I'm really surprised that he took the stripes, but I guess like he didn't really have a lot of options for solids. He would have had a tough cut on the 6 ball, sorry. But I really didn't like the way that 13 ball sits. And I don't like that 15 ball where it is either, so I think I would have just taken on the shot on the 6 ball there. And if I missed it, it was what it was. But he's starting to see now, starting to realize how much more difficult this pattern was by taking the stripes. Beautiful game, this game. I'm telling you, man, when you're looking at the patterns and the choices, you understand like how beautiful this game really is. It takes a lot of effort for a player to figure out how to get out. That's why I always say like pool players would be like wicked scientists, you know, their minds, the way they think. You gotta have some geometry in there, a little bit of physics, you know, and then you gotta work on the mentality side of things too. A lot of different areas that you can grow with in pool. Well, only if you become a good player, though. If you're an average player, then it takes years for you to figure that out. But if you're one of those players that discipline and works hard on becoming disciplined, pool is a beautiful game. Now, for Ryan, the biggest problem he's got is that 7 ball near the 15. Everything else is pretty open. See, if I was him here, what I would do is I would take that 3 ball and try to play the cue ball off the side cushion, top cushion to get into that 7 ball. And then I would have either that 4 or that 1 as an escape shot. One thing that you usually don't want to do is to clear up the table and not figure out your breakouts. Because then it's pointless. Every ball that you're potting is just taking away a breakout opportunity or a positional shot. And he's kind of having to deal with this now. He's got a shot to the corner while he's trying to get that 7 ball out. Try to cheat the pocket, but the ball will stay up on the table. Jason Mousseau with a couple of options. What's up, man? How you doing? Not too bad. How come you didn't play?
Oh, too busy.
Too busy. Yeah. Lots of stuff going on here, eh?
Lots of stuff, yeah. All over.
Yeah. You playing 3-man team?
No.
No.
Start tomorrow.
1. I just got the internet going like half hour ago, man. A lot of effort. Thank you. 20 bucks for the toques, 25 for the hats, and the shirts are 30. They're one size fit all, right? That's for the winter, yeah.
You're gonna get
Why, my boy?
You're gonna get
You want the hat, you want the tubes?
You want that one?
Here, get the guy the money.
Right on, man. Enjoy it.
Did you say what? You said 28?
It's 20, yeah. The hard hats are 25. And then the shirts are 30.
That has not quite.
But for the little guy, I'll give him one of those hats for 20 if he wants a hat.
No, he doesn't want it.
borrow my keys?
I'm good, bro.
Okay.
I was just telling Marlon, I said, I want to go sit at this table. He said, I don't know. I said, well, I think I have a problem. But what went there was supposed to go that way and it cost me that game. I don't know. Just fucking around with it.
He's on the hill. 4-2. Or is it over? That match might be over. I don't know. I'm waiting to find out. Yeah, it looks like Jason won that one. I thought they were only, like, I don't know. I thought it was 4-2, but I got to go with the players. Whatever they say went down, that's the way I went down. That's Johnny Baptiste at the table right now. We'll reset the clock. It should be straight races too. And who is he playing against? Oh, Keith. It was a pretty good match here. Two players that could easily go to the championship in this one. And I'm pretty sure this is the very first rack between them. So we'll just start the clock fresh. Fast player too, this guy. Doesn't take too much time. He just knows what he wants to do and he does it. So if you watch like his pace, you're gonna see a lot of players here in Ebb Flow have that kind of pace. Just to the point, they just know what they want to do and they know where they want the cue ball to go and they make the shot and they just keep going. One 0 for Keith Malcolm.
on this one now. Oh yeah? He bought a hustling hat. Does he play pool already? No. Not ready to make money yet. Yeah. Is he a junior? Yeah. You're not a junior though, right? Kid probably thinks that all you gotta do is pick up a cue and win. My dad does it all the time, he says.
In a bit of a predicament here. Can easily open up that 3-ball, but it's the 2-ball that he's got to figure out. Checking to see if that 2-ball will go to the corner, but if it does, it's pretty tight. Like, I think the one way you can maybe get onto that 2-ball from the 7-ball would be like doing a bank shot, and then he would have to give up on the breakout on the 3. But he ended up going for the breakout on the 3. Now, if that shot on the 2-ball goes past the 8-ball and between the 8 and the 14 to the pocket, then it's not that big of a deal. So far, so good. And it's on both. Nice shot. Now the tester here. Now what is he gonna do? Nice little kick shot here on the 3-ball. And he just made a really nice cut to the corner too. We missed that one, but he made a nice cut to the corner. He's up 2-0 on Johnny Baptiste right now. How many players left? 6? Everybody on the money now?
Yeah. From the 12 side.
Oh yeah.
12 fields.
Smash and break from Johnny. He's going to make a ball. Pretty good spread too. It's Johnny Baptiste special break on that one. Wide open. Great opportunity for a run out. Yeah, you want to go stripes in this one for sure. Nine ball doesn't fit the puzzle, so that's the ball he's going to take next. He's going to use that one to get onto the 12 ball. He wants a little bit of angle on that 12. That way he can play the cue ball around for the 14 ball next. I thought he was going to play it through and around, but he just drew back, setting up for the other corner instead. And this is going to allow him to get a nice positional shot on that 13 ball also. It's the 15 ball that he needs to find a pocket for. Looks like it goes to the side. Makes the shot to the side, has the 8 ball left. Two to one. That's the Johnny Baptiste break special. Anytime he breaks like that, he's going to run the table out. It's 3-2, Johnny? Oh, okay. I thought they were just starting the match. Okay, so it's 3-2, Johnny. Yeah, I gotcha. Updated score, 3-1. Or 3-2, I mean. Keith Malcolm trailing by 1, and he's breaking next. So I stand corrected here once again on this one. I thought they were racing straight to 5, but it's a race to 3 for Keith Malcolm and a race to 5 for Johnny Baptiste. Johnny's at 3 and Keith is on the hill. Just broken, a chance to close out the match now. Is this an A-side semi? Is this an A-side semi? Yeah. Well, he's going to turn the table over to Keith, and now it's a hill battle. So Keith has a chance to close out, maybe his only chance. And he's got a pretty challenging pattern here. Wants to take the 9 because it's one of the difficult balls to get to. He's on it right now. Looks like he just found an opening here for the 13 ball. He's going to pop up on it and miss it. And you can tell there, so I was talking about this kind of stuff earlier. What happened there is I'm pretty sure like he wasn't 100% committed to the shot. Probably didn't really know where the shape was going to go with the cue ball either. And so he just figured that he needed to get into an area. And then all that calculation as to where the cue ball was going to go happened in the last seconds before he shot. You can almost always recognize when a player is going through a mental process and it wasn't completed. They're almost always going to come up short like that. If he's got the shot on the 1, he'll open up the 5 ball from here. He didn't have to open it up, he just plays shape. Very quick and easy. Johnny Baptiste style. Just the 8 ball remaining to win the match. That's the match. Johnny Business is all set up for business today, and he's looking to win this tournament. Who can stop him? There's a few players that are capable of doing so. Will any of them be able to do it, though? That's the question. We'll go to this table here, reset the clock. Start the clock fresh while I'm setting up the scoreboard. This is Jason Mousseau at the table playing against Carlos Malcolm, I believe. I'm going to go find out what the score is and I'll update the score, but this match is like 2 racks in only, I think. All right, so the score is 2-2. And a race to 5. I thought they're only a couple of racks in, but I'm not surprised they're already 4 racks in, man, because honestly, like the pace of play here in Ebb Flow is so fast. They don't take too much time to think, they just know how to shoot. Looks like Jason's more of a methodical player right now, trying to work things out. I think from what I remember, he's always been that kind of player. Nice little tournament on this one here. Top 12 places got paid out of 27 players. And it was no entry fee or green fees. It was just money added. So every player here got to play in this tournament from Ebb Flow. All the Ebb Flow players played in it. And they all got to play for free while having a chance to win $1,000 for first place. I like that. Makes it better for the community members. They don't have to, you know, stress over the entry fees and then trying to win their money back. They're just playing and playing their absolute best. You still on the A side? You play the winner. There's only like 4 or 5 of you guys left now, right? Man, I can't believe it took all day long almost to figure out the internet. And then now that I got it, like there's like 6 people left. Yeah, everything's good now. It'll be good for tomorrow no matter what. Unless it rains or it gets cloudy, then that's the only reason I wouldn't have internet. Gonna come up short on the shot. He was trying to cheat the pocket and he just avoided the scratch. Barely. Table's turned over to Carlos Malcolm, who's taking a look at this table. Tournament must be getting serious because everybody's flipping their hats backwards.
Yeah.
I think they go to 5, yeah.
So today, last one go to 3-2? Right? Couldn't know. Couldn't let him.
Making the shot is not a problem here. It's playing shape. And now if you can just draw back off this shot, make it to the corner, draw back, you would get set up for the 10 ball next. But side pocket is easier option, so he's got to go up table and back down. There's a little bit of luck here, unless he's got the combo. Looks like he's got the combo. That's what he's calling. Now, the minute he makes this combo, the 15 ball is going to roll over towards that 7 ball. So that could create a cluster in that corner, or in that area, I should say. Which might require him to hit this with a little bit extra pace. And now it's kind of more or less in the hands of the table of whether or not he gets a shot to follow up with after that. Can't hit this light, though. Gonna have to put some pace on it. He hit it light.
Daniel, buy those things then?
Yeah, he bought those too. Yeah. You got a really nice hustling shirt too, that one. It's got like the hustling with the guy in the middle that looks like Scarface. And then, who was it? I think it was Carlos that bought a shirt. Can't remember who else. Somebody else bought the shirt, but it had like the King of Spades in the back, hustling, you know, really cool shirt too. I was gonna keep that one for myself, and I forgot. Put it out there, somebody bought it. $30 for the shirt. But you bought a hat, so I'll give it to you for 25. And I think they're all extra large.
No.
I think they all are, yeah. Got himself into a tough position here, and I kind of figured that's why he couldn't hit that late. It's going to be difficult for him to even play a safety on this one, too.
What's the size on this guy? What does it say size?
They should have said the size on there, yeah. In the back.
I want to make sure, man, that's XL, buy it off you.
Right there. So that they're adult XL at the very bottom.
Oh, yeah, okay.
This one was nice too, but this is for Jesse, I think. He says he's gonna buy it tomorrow, but
Cool.
Jesse. But I like this one too.
I don't like wearing red man, I like to wear Botanicals.
Yeah,
How much, bro?
25 for you. Because I charge you 25 for the hat, right? Yeah. Thank you.
I'm short 20 bucks. You want one?
Trying to raise funds for the juniors. So I got some hustling gear that I'm selling, donated to me by Ryan Soleveld. And so far it's moving. I was gonna make a post to sell them that way, then I figured, well, I'm going to Ebb Flow for this tournament, so I'll bring the shirts here and the hats here and see if anybody might want it here. And so far people are buying these shirts and hats, so good for the juniors. 100% of the proceeds goes to the juniors, so I don't touch any of that. Two in this one, and well, we're still in a battle. That 7 ball being where it is might prolong this rack a little bit. It's gonna be tough to find the breakout on that one. It's almost gonna be better just to play a safety to try to get a ball in hand out of it. That's what he's gonna do. He's gonna call a safety. He's gonna make the 6. He didn't even make the 6. He just hit it. Kind of smart not to make it. It gives him an easy duck to get out with if anything goes wrong on this one. It's got to almost masse off the rail just to get a good contact on the 10 ball. He's looking at it there. Timothy Bone. I have 2 hats left, which are the black hustling hats with the blue writing, and it's like it's not like a dark blue. It's like a not a light blue, not a dark blue, but in the middle. And then I have 4 or 5 white hustling toques, and then 1 of the red hustling toques left. And then I got a few shirts. Huh? The match is over? They said it was 2-2. Just now? I missed it. Oh, he made that shot? Really, huh? And I missed that shot. Damn it. So what was the race to? Oh, really? How is he at 3? So you're playing Carlos now? Same thing, 5-3? All right, 5-3 this one. So I guess Carlos was going to 3, and I thought he was going to 5. But Jason was going to 5. And this one here now is going to be Carlos Malcolm against Larry Hunter, and it'll be a 5-3 race again. But this one, I believe, is for the B-side semifinal now. We'll switch them over. There we go. Larry on the left, Carlos on the right. Race to 5 for Larry. Race to 3 for Carlos, a 2-game spot. I'm going to go and take a little peek at the draw and see where they're at, but I'm pretty sure this is like the B-side semifinal now because there's only like 5 players left. There was 6. 1 got knocked out. There was 5. And I believe Jason just got knocked out, so I believe it's a top 4 now. So if it is a top 4, then we're looking at B-side final. No, B-side semi. Kind of a loophole there because there's a B-side semi and a B-side final, and they're kind of both the same. Give me a minute here. I'll be right back. That's Larry Hunter there. Looks like he's going to be breaking first. Oh, they're flipping for it right now. Looks like Larry's going to break first. Race to 5 for him. Race to 3 for Carlos.
What, is this semifinal or?
No, there's still Heath and Johnny's in the final. Heath is waiting for this match here.
This is the semifinal. He's the semifinal. Next one after that will be whoever wins this game.
Yeah. Then whoever we got against.
Double dip.
Yeah. Jason got 6. 6
You
place.
got 6th place,
Yeah,
so
Jason.
I thought he finished in 5th.
Or 5th, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
5th, yeah.
But I guess 5th, 6th is the same.
Yeah. No, I think you could get one more step higher.
No, it should be the same.
Oh, okay.
Because there's the top 2 in the B side, then there's the top 3 in the B side, the top 4, and then the 5 and 6 are the semifinal. What makes it confusing on the B side is that there's 2 semifinals. There's a semifinal to get into the final, and then there's a semifinal to get into the final. And there's no way to, like, you can't call it a B-side final or a B-side semifinal because it's neither nor. Right?
That's the same Darius with a 5 and Carlos with a 3.
Yeah, I was surprised at that. I thought they were playing the 5. And
Oh, no.
I was like, Carlos a 3. Like, how is he a 3?
Yeah. No, that's what we call it, handicap for
Yeah.
us here, because we're trying to give other people a chance to win the.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, so this is a B-side semifinal matchup. They started the match, so we'll start the clock. And the winner of this has to play in the B-side final against Keith Malcolm. The winner of that has to play against Johnny Baptiste in the championship match, and they have to double dip them, which is going to be tough to do. Now, out of all the players that are here, the only one that would give Johnny a straight-up match is Larry Hunter, because everybody else is a 3. So, toughest odds here for Johnny to win the tournament is Larry coming through. No, wait. One of the other guys coming through, Carlos, Malcolm, or Keith. And, yeah, that's basically it. Now, based on Fargo rates only, Larry should win this match. But because Carlos is getting a 2-game spot against Larry, it gives Carlos a bit of an edge, gives him a good chance to be able to win this match. It's going to test the master level of these players like Johnny and Larry to see how good they can really play when they're dealing with that extra pressure, playing against players that they know are good players, and they're giving them a spot. And Larry's going to take the first game. Carlos Malcolm is going to be breaking next in rack number 2. If he can defend his breaks, that's all he needs to win the match. He just got to defend his breaks or capitalize on one of Larry's breaks. And Larry's just waiting for opportunities. Any opportunity will do for him. Well, he's at the table and he's got a chance to defend the rack. A decent table. I guess highball is probably the better option. I'm kind of hesitant on that one because I actually like low ball a little bit better. The only trouble ball you have is the 7 and the 6, which if you make the 6, it would open up the shot on the 7 ball. And if you don't want to go that route, you could always make the 2 ball and break out the 7 ball while having shape on the 6. So I kind of like low ball better, but we'll see. I feel like if you go high ball, there's a little bit of room to get into some trouble, especially when it comes to that 14 and 9. I think that would be the trouble for him. It will create some troubles for him. Not going to get what he was looking for, but he's got a shot still on the 3. And it looks like you might have to take that route that I was talking about where you make that 2 ball and try to open up the 7 ball and just get on the shape for the 6. It looks like that's going to be the outcome here for the finish. Needs to find that perfect window, and he's stunned over a little bit, but I think he's still okay. And you got to hit this with a little bit of pace because you got to run into that the 12 ball and push it forward to get that 7 ball out in the open. Even though you don't really have to get that 7 ball in the open because it goes in the top right corner. Yeah, that's better, man. Just settle for the 7 ball to the corner. And now I might have a bit of a backup, but it actually complements the shape of the 6 ball, so it's not that bad. And the shape for the 6 ball is going to complement the shot on the 7 ball. So they kind of go hand in hand here. Makes the 7, comes over for the 6, but he's going to lean up against the 15. Absolutely robbed on that one. He had the finish. Tough to make anything happen here with a 6 ball, but a kick shot is the only option he's got available. He's going to call it. Can't run directly into it. He's got to shoot away from it and then spin into it. Or no, it looks like you can run into it. I thought the 15 ball might be a little bit closer than that, but the good news is he was able to hit the ball. The bad news is he's going to turn the table over, and Larry Hunter will have a chance to get a 2-game lead in a short race to 5. I keep seeing like stuff rolling around. I don't know if it's a ball or it's a puck. That's what it is. It's playing with a puck. Yeah. I was going to say, if that's a ball, like tomorrow there's not going to be any balls left. Yeah, he's into that area that he needed to get into now, so he's clear for the finish. Gonna have to take that 14 ball now. He could take the 11 ball also, but the idea here was to take the 14 ball, come off the right side cushion to set up for that 9 ball next. He could also go side, but the pocket to the corner is the best option here. Just wants a little bit of angle on the 11 ball after making the 9. Basically where the 9 ball is, if you can stop the cue ball right there or just below it, that would be perfect. He's going to stop it right there. And so you can see here, this is a little bit more of a methodical style of play. He's still shooting a bit fast, but he's a little bit more methodical. He's working it out, you know, shot by shot. Looks like a fly's trying to mess with him right now, shooting it away. Makes a good shot on the 11 ball, has a pretty straight 8. Won't take his time on this one. Pretty straightforward. 2-0.
Fly was bugging him, yeah. I thought he was trying to do some of that voodoo stuff that he does. That medicine.
He's probably thinking medicine or something.
Yeah.
When you look yourself there. That's this. It's for the ball this way.
Yeah. All right, we're going to move into rack number 3 now, and Larry Hunter is going to be breaking in this one. He's got a 2-game lead, looking for a 3rd one. He's got some pretty good breaks. Usually breaks from the same spot. We'll see if it's the same spot today. No, he's on the other side.
Larry's called the Iceman.
Huh?
Larry's called the Iceman.
The Iceman, yeah. Never shows any emotion, even when he wins. I was bugging him. I was like, hey, I heard you won the hot dog contest. And he's like, what? And I was like, I heard you did it with like no hands and eyes closed.
Oh, you're not on the air. That's what they call him. You're the Iceman.
The Iceman, yeah.
That's what they call him. His uncle told he'll say his uncle told me.
Yeah. What do they call it, Johnny?
Eh?
What do they call it, Johnny?
Johnny 5?
Johnny 5, yeah. It's always because he's always giving high fives every time he plays, right?
It's after that shoulder that
Remember that shooter number 5?
No.
There's a shooter, a robot. They call it.
Oh, okay.
Call it number 5.
Oh, okay.
And then after a while, he called himself Johnny 5.
Oh, I see.
Then Johnny, came to number. We called him number 5. Then after a while, we called him Johnny 5.
Oh, I see. Now it makes sense.
You don't give a guy 5. He doesn't do that.
No, I never really seen him do anything other than just shoot.
Yeah.
I think the only times I ever see him smile is when the tournament is over and he's getting the money.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into this one here, and I may have some comments that I might have missed. So I'm going to go to YouTube real quick, check that out. Oh yeah, we got lots of comments here on YouTube. John Freeborn, how you doing? Said, what snacks are you eating? I wasn't really eating. I'm still waiting for some food, man. Cross-side, said John. Binaural, what's up, man? Says, hey, Rod, thanks for the stream. Great job, buddy. Thank you. I appreciate you tuning in. I really do, man. Same with everybody else that tunes in to watch. Truly appreciate it. Thomas Billington said, did he replay when bro shot the 8, or did my shit lag? It probably lagged, man. Oh, wait, no. I did replay. I don't remember which one you're talking about. Yeah, that was me, man. No sound. There should be sound. No sound, says Arlene. I might have muted the mic when you said that. But Neural says, Junior playing in this tournament? He is not. I don't know if he's playing in the 3-man team tomorrow, but he's not playing in the singles. Johnny Joe, what's up, man? Says, hey, Rod, these guys are good. I thought it was a mouse. No, it's a puck. Yeah, I don't know what it was, man. I thought it was a ball at first, but it's a puck. And Facebook, let's check up on Facebook. I've been away, man. I've been like in the game, talking to people on the side, so I'm all over, man. Let's see. Got a couple of comments. Most of the higher ranked players you get beat by, if time permits, will help your game by talking to you. That was a little bit earlier. I've seen that one. Ron Stewart, I didn't see this one. It says, how is the master only racing to 3? Yeah, I don't know, man. The tournament director, Happy Bolio, he knows the players really well here, so the way he looked at it is what he knows the skill level is. And so some players, I think all masters, whether they're a Canadian master or a VNEA master, race to 5. Anybody that's not a master is a race to 3. I believe that's the way it's going. Ron says also, or maybe they are, not too sure. I thought it was no handicap. Yeah, I don't know, man. They created the handicaps just to make sure that everybody had a fair chance to be able to win in the tournament. When they go straight up, like guys like Johnny will just dominate the tournament very easily. So they created a little bit of a handicap to kind of create some headaches for Johnny, try to prevent them from doing as good. Or if he is going to do as good, then it's going to be earned through a little bit extra effort. And so far, Johnny's in the A-side final, and he won it. He's waiting for the winner of the B-side. And so that 2-game spot didn't really make a difference. Johnny still came through. He got close to losing in the last match against Keith, but he ended up beating Keith with a score of 5-2. Ron Stewart says Vance might have the most recognizable head of anyone I know. Yeah, that's true, right? Like it always seems like you can always tell when he's in the building. Makes me want to look watching this. Okay, thanks, Robert. All right, caught up on the comments, I think. Johnny Joe's saying something here. I gotta wait till this stupid thing gets off my screen. I thought it was a mouse. Show us the 8-ball. Show you the 8-ball. What do you mean, show you the 8-ball? You can see it. It's right by the 5. Oh, you mean from earlier? I see what you mean. The 8-ball from earlier. No, I totally missed it, man. And all it was is somebody asked me, like, I happened to look at my phone at that second, and somebody asked me about, like, showing the clothes that I have, the hustling clothes that I have that are being sold for the juniors. So I started looking over at the hats and everything, and then I missed the shot. My bad. And it could have been coincidental with lag, you know, because I do have a little bit of a spiking thing going on here with the internet. Just trying to get over for the 6 ball. I don't know if he's got it. I don't think he does, but, you know, you never know. He might be able to throw it in with some spin. He's going to call just a shot. Well, he's tied up everything. The only option that he's got to shoot at is the 11 ball. It's going to be a grind out this rack. Darnell Furlan, welcome to the stream. Rick Adams, Abel Reese, Darcy Michael, Mr. Roger Pocket. We were just talking about your son. Well, we're talking about both of them, but more so about Beck. Rick Adams, how you doing? Brian Bradley or Tano Bradley, welcome to the stream. Joe Bennett, Fletcher Finch, welcome to the stream, guys. Kind of odd, right, that I'm streaming on a Monday afternoon / evening. Different crowd tuning in today because of it. Yeah, it serves him no purpose to make the shot. There's no point in making the shot. Beetle Bailey, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Wayne Burba, how you doing? Bill Zanke and Jose Luis Martinez, welcome, bienvenido. One of the players that's a favorite to win this tournament today is at the table right now. The other player is Johnny. Actually, everybody that's remaining right now in this tournament is a favorite in my opinion. I was talking earlier, I was saying, well, Johnny, Larry, said Carlos, and Keith. And those are the guys that are all left in the tournament. I've been getting pretty accurate with my calls on who's going to win tournaments, and I don't know. It's almost like I'm becoming a pool whisperer, a pool guru. Slowly figuring out the system here. Can almost tell right away who's going to win. Pretty creative shot. Didn't get much of a reward, but he's got a shot on the 5 ball. Very creative. The only thing about taking that 5 is that you don't really have anything to shoot at after. And if you're going to try to break out that 4, you're not going to be guaranteed a shot. And it looks like he's recognizing all that, so he's just thinking about playing safety here. Pretty good shot. Forces his opponent to deal with that 11 ball. Not sure what he's going to do here. He's kind of limited. 2-0.
Yeah.
for Lariat. Another good safety. Make sure to roll up against the 5.
If you come here early tomorrow, we'll drive around.
Yeah.
I'll come
What time do you want me to be here? I'll come here whenever you want.
10 o'clock.
Okay.
Look for it'll be a good half-hour drive
Yeah.
around the red.
Okay.
Powwow ground.
Yeah, I'd like to check that out too. Julie Skripak, welcome to the stream. Beetle Bailey says, hey Rod, hope all has been well. Yeah, it's not bad. I'm happy, you know. Life always throws curveballs to people, but I think it's how you deal with the curveballs that makes the difference, and I'm usually dealing with them pretty good. I always think about life in a way that's better perspective. So if anything goes wrong, then I always think, well, somebody's got it worse, you know, so it doesn't affect you as much. I think a lot of that mentality comes from playing pool, though. You know, a lot of times it's, you know, you learn so much from pool on how to handle things, tough situations, stressful situations, and I think that that's kind of worked into my life habits as well. Just trying to be more open-minded about things and not too stressed over it, and just understanding that there's positives to everything. And I think as long as you look for a positive, you're always going to find a good out. Yeah, we'll see you, man. Oh, almost made it on the double kiss. Nice effort. Another safety here. He was trying to get locked up behind the 8-ball. I actually thought he could have maybe played the cut to the corner with the breakout, but I guess it's too aggressive, especially if your opponent's up 2 games right now. Kind of want to slow down a little bit. And there he tried to play a safety there. He's going to come up a bit short. Now the only thing I can think of here would be something like banking this ball off the top rail and then back down towards the corner where he's standing. If you bank it right, you know, you won't make the shot, but you'll block that pocket. These are the moments where a player, you know, has to find the path, so to speak. Making the right decisions and following through on those decisions to be able to get the outcome that you're looking for. Yeah, no choice but to play a safety there, and he plays a good one. The idea was not to give him anything to break out the 1 ball, and he just made sure not to give him anything for that. Makes the shot. Little bump on that stripe is going to open up the opportunity for the 1 ball. That was a good shot. Now the 4 ball doesn't really suit the puzzle, but I think that's what he's going to end up taking just because the 1 ball is too tight. And it's going to be tougher for him to get the shape on the one ball off this ball, but he's going to have to power stroke it off the cushion and back across. He made a nice little shot there. Valley table's being a bit forgiving. It's going to open up that pocket a bit more on that shot. That's going to give Larry the finish on that rack. A nice little battle on that rack. It was a back and forth, and Carlos Malcolm almost figured out how to get that one. But he'll lose that rack, and Larry will take a 3-game lead. Looking for 2 more to win the match. If he can win the match, he'll have a showdown with Keith Malcolm next. Winner of this plays Keith Malcolm. Errol says, breakout now, path is natural. Jose Luis Delgado, welcome. Timothy Foley, how you doing? Errol says, ooh, I absolutely can't cheer for either guy. Just can't. Both special to me. What's happening, Derek Spotter? Vicente Hernandez, bienvenido. Linda, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Earl McIver. Hey, I thought I was going to see you playing in the singles, man. What happened? They didn't let you in? Steve Opperman, welcome to the stream. Yeah, I feel you, man. So, like, what you're feeling right now, Earl, that's the stuff that I feel every day when I'm on the stream, man. Like, I like players, I'm good friends with them, but I just can't cheer for anyone, man. I cheer for the game. And it's tough to do that sometimes because, like, you really want to cheer for a player, especially when they're a close friend of yours. But in my line of work, like, you just got to be as neutral as you can when it comes to, you know, streaming great matches amongst great players. You just don't pick a spot. Hit that a bit light, a bit firmer would have been perfect, but as light as he's hit it, he might have to play a safety here or a combination. Plays a decent safety. The only reason I can see maybe Larry taking on his 15 to the bottom left corner is because of the tangent line would break out the 11 and the 14 for him. He's going to call the 11, trying to go off the rail and split the 2 stripes to make the 11 ball. He didn't even split it. Good shot. Nice shot, Ming. Now what? Now what do you do, man? Some pretty good shots so far today. Still waiting for the highlight of the day. Haven't found it yet. There's been some pretty good contestants though. No, man, I can't. I want to, but I can't eat them. All right, I'm back. Tanis Susie Clark, how you doing? Says, good luck, Carlos, watching from Edmonton. And Earl says, nope. They didn't let you play, man. Vincent Gabriel, what's up, man? Says, hey, Ron, great job as always. Right on, I appreciate that, man. Thanks for tuning in. Kenneth Feston, how you doing? Diego Gomez, what's up? Jen Malcolm, Earl, I know who I'd pick. Larry, right? Yeah, both guys are great guys, so hard to choose a winner on this one. I think whoever wins, wins, but right now it's looking like it's the Larry Hunter show on this table. Up 3 games, a chance to make it 4 and get on the hill. Carlos Malcolm still waiting for an opportunity to get going. He might find one here on this table, we'll see. Gonna make the shot, and well, still got to work this table out. I kind of feel like, I guess you want to take that 9 and then set up for that 12 ball next. From there, you would have to run the cue ball all the way down because I'm thinking that 14 ball goes to the right side middle pocket. And you probably don't want to break out that 14 ball. You probably want to just play shape on it. You can almost take a crack at breaking this out from this angle too if you wanted to, but it's too risky. And really good chance that he's not going to get the reward that he's looking for. So I think he just has to play shape here. Not the shape that I was thinking he was going to go for. Maybe he's got the 15 to the corner. I just don't know what he's going to do with that 14 ball. There's really no option there except for a cut to the side if you can get behind it, or a bank side. I guess that's the only other option. Well, he made a great shot on that one. And looks like he's going to have a bank side here for the finish on this rack. I got to mute the mic for a second, sorry. All right. That was, what's that? 25. Yeah, they're pretty cheap, man. Everything priced here is cheaper than if you bought it from Hustling by like at least 30%.
Those are 25, the toques are 20, and the shirts are 30. If you buy a shirt and a hat, I'll give it to you for 50. They're standard size, so I think they're medium large or small medium. Small medium. Yeah, that's the only size I have too. Yeah, they're both the same size. Yeah. No, that's all I got for the hats, man. The toques, that's the only one, but it's kind of nice off the toques right now. Yeah. But you'll be thinking about the toque in the winter when you got like snow. Oh, you got one of the snowblowers. Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't shovel either. I got kids. Yeah, that's what they told us. Yeah. No, I never came across. There's a Dome gas station somewhere. It's in that place. I never drove by it. There's only way to side. Yeah, I was supposed to. Yeah. You guys gotta tell me, but I think Larry's on the hill already, right? Looks like he's going for the closeout here. Yeah, all those clothes are fundraising clothes for the juniors. For the juniors, for the kids. I'm trying to create a big event for the kids, so we're trying to add money. And so the guy that used to sell hustling gear donated all that hustling gear for me to sell for the kids. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I have limited, right? I had like one hustling towel and that got bought by Shadow earlier. And then somebody else was looking for a towel. Like, sorry, I don't have it. Same with the red hats. Like the last red hat just went and everybody else looking for a red hat too. I don't have any. Yeah, that's the match. So Larry's going to win it. 5-0. And so now it's going to be Larry Hunter and Keith Malcolm. Stop the clock. We'll reset it. Oops. Yeah. Keith Malcolm. It's going to be a 5-3 race on this, so I'm going to switch the names over. That way you can see that it's a fresh match. And so after this, we got the B-side final right now. And then we have the championship match. And that's all that's left for the singles tournament today. So if you just tuned in and you're kind of looking at some dead space right now, it's because, well, we're almost done with the tournament. And let me see here. I'll see if I can give you guys a somewhat glance of the building. We'll use this camera here. 8-table setup. We'll go to the right first. So they got the 4-table set up there. Little stage in the background too. for the award ceremony. And then yeah, so this is an arena, right? So there's the arena, and then if you go this way, there's the other 4 tables, and there's the judges panel. No judges there though, all players. All right, and well, I'm gonna switch over to the other camera now because I got to figure out what's going on with this matchup, why these guys aren't playing yet. And I'm gonna reset this camera angle and make sure that it's good to go again. All right, that's fixed and good to go. Now I just gotta figure out what's going on with this match. Okay, so Keith is here. Larry's there as well. They're about to get this one going. Flip a coin for who breaks first. It's a race to 5 for Larry, a race to 3 for Keith. And this is gonna be a good battle. Yeah, we'll see you, man. You're not here for tomorrow?
No.
Oh, that's right. Who are you playing with? Oh, yeah. I guess there's no need for fourths, right? Because it's only 3 men. I don't know if I can. I've been hurt for like 6 weeks, man, trying to heal my legs. But I brought my cues just in case.
Oh, yeah.
Player, right?
Mention that to them.
Yeah. Happy knows already. I'm hoping I don't get to play, but if I do play, whatever it is, what it is, I'll help out wherever. I'm not playing bad, even though I'm not playing every week. I'm not playing all the time, but I'm playing at least a couple of racks every week, so it's keeping my stroke.
Wow.
And I'm a knowledgeable player, so I don't really need much. That's a good one.
Couldn't even see a ball.
Oh.
I was talking with Larry, and when I
Yeah.
but it was good.
Table didn't really work for you either, man.
Yeah.
My table was kind of working against you.
Yeah, that one. No problem. Yeah, mine and
Yeah.
so yeah, nonetheless.
Yeah. Race to 3? For who? 5-3. Race to 3 for I believe, because he was going to 3 against
Oh, Johnny.
yeah. All right, so this is the B-side final now. And it is a race to 3 for Keith Malcolm and a race to 5 for Larry Hunter. Timothy Lemasters Dupree, how you doing? Justin Bollinger, Ryan Arnos, welcome to the stream, or Arnos, welcome to the stream, excuse me. Jesus Manuel Sierra Ayala, bienvenido, welcome. Any relation to Soledad Ayala, by any chance? Dan Ryder, Zach Reyes, Brandon Cole, Mitch DuPont, what's up, man? Laura Berg, how you doing? Says, hey, Rod, how's everything? How's the family? They're doing good. Little guy's in a cast right now. My youngest, he's not even 2 years old, man, and he's already got his first cast. Didn't break anything, but he kind of rolled his ankle. They called it a toddler's fracture, which I didn't know was a thing, but apparently it's a thing. It's a very common thing for toddlers to roll their ankles, apparently. It's tibia. What is it? Tibia bone fracture, and it's very small, so it's gonna heal quickly. But he's in a cast, and the first week it was really intense, man. Like he was trying to walk and play and do all the fun stuff that he always does, and trying to keep him calm because his leg's no good, right? And now they changed the cast to give him a new one, and he's gonna be on that one for 3 weeks. But now he can walk on it, so he's doing better. And my other kids, well, you know, they're enjoying the summer, being lazy, enjoying the sun. But everybody's doing good. I've been on a, I guess, a recovery path right now with my leg injuries, trying to get back to the pool tables again. But in the meantime, I'm fortunate enough to have the opportunity to be able to do this kind of work, which allows me to be connected to pool. Larry Hunter strikes first on that one. He's in rhythm already. Keith Malcolm's going to be in a little bit of trouble. Man, he's got some pretty good breaks and he's a good shooter, so we'll see how this turns out on the next rack. Green stick fracture. Yeah, they call it the bones are soft, so they bend, not break. Correct. Yeah, that's what they basically said. And they told us not to worry about it, that, you know, that he's going to be fine. And the biggest thing was the first week to see after they took the first cast if there was any like bruises or swelling or anything like that, because then that would tell them right away that, okay, there's definitely some sort of breakage here. But there was nothing like that. There was no swelling and there wasn't any bruising. He's able to stand on it, so thankfully he's not going to be hurt and damaged. And I say thankfully in an honest way. I mean, I love my kids, all of them, but baby Che, like, he's the pool player in the family. He's my next champion. I got 5 kids, and out of the 5, only one has the spirit that I have for pool, and that's the little guy. And I'm telling you, man, like, he'll be sitting there throwing a fit, crying, you know, getting all worked up. I'll put on pool, and it's all quiet. And not only is it all quiet, but he immediately, as soon as I put on pool, he'll immediately go to the corner, grab some sticks, and come back with a stick. So I know he's going to be the pool player. And it makes me laugh because I didn't force it on any of my kids. I didn't want any of my kids to follow my passion. I figured if any of them are going to follow my passion, it's going to be because it's natural, because they're going to find that connection, and then I'll just embrace that. And so far, 4 out of the 5 didn't work out. My youngest son, second youngest son now, and my youngest daughter both took up pool for a little while when I owned the table while COVID was going on. And they're really good players. I mean, they can pot really well. They don't have knowledge, but their potting is amazing. So, like, I thought that was it, right? I'm like, oh, yeah, man. I even thought about buying that table after I rented it for a couple of months throughout COVID. I even thought about buying that table because I was like, oh, these guys are playing. You know, I got some pool players. And you know how a pool player goes, right? When you have kids that play pool, you start thinking, hey, I got a 3-man team. I need 2 more. Yeah, so long story short, I got another one, and this one's a pool player, so you might be the captain of the team now. I can't wait to see. He probably won't end up playing pool, but right now, like, everything is pool to him, and he tunes in to watch the streams. He's probably watching the stream right now. He just loves pool, man. I don't get it. But I think a lot of it is because, well, my wife was pregnant with him. She used to tune in and watch all the streams because I wasn't around him, right? Because I'm always working. I'm really busy all the time. So while she had him in there, she would listen to the streams and then put the phone on her belly, and he would listen to my voice. The first thing that he looked for when he was born was my voice. And then he knew, like, he was with the guy that he's been listening to for 9 months. I hope he wasn't expecting a prize. He didn't get anything except for a high five. But he's going to be the future of what I do, I think, man. Like, I don't know. He loves pool. He's really smart. Lots of personality, man. Super adorable. And in my eyes, he's the most handsome kid in the world. So I don't know. He's going to be the future, I think, of what I do. I'm already in the recruiting stage looking for some young entrepreneurs who are wanting to learn the skill behind what I do so we can grow the company into the next level for the future. But I might have a young CEO at home. And I hope so. I don't know. It would be nice to have at least one of my kids play pool. Because then when I like pass away, I can leave my cues to somebody that's not going to sell it for like $20. They'll know like, hey, that's my dad's cue. It's worth $1,000. There's no way. They probably won't even sell it. Well, at least the pool player won't. The other kids would. The other kids are definitely going to sell my pool cue for $20. And they're probably going to sell my really expensive record collection for like $1 a record. I am going to roll in my grave. I'm telling you right now. I love my music, man. And I got some records that are worth a pretty penny, too. Same thing with retro games. I got retro games like the old school Nintendo, Sega Genesis, all those games. I got the machines, I got the controllers, I got the games. My kids are going to look at that. They're going to say, oh, it's old junk. It's not worth anything. Just sell it for $5. Take it all. Meanwhile, that collection is probably worth like, I don't know, a good 15,000 at least. At least 15,000, if not more. I'm thinking it's probably closer to the $20,000 mark. I literally have everything when it comes to retro gaming. All the little consoles, all the handhelds, from the Game Boy to the Game Boy Color to the PS Vita, all that stuff. Got it all, man. And it's the same thing with music. I got so much music. And it's not crappy music either. It's all like good, hardcore, classic rock and some blues, some Latino music. Larry's dancing away with this one. Speaking of Latino music right now, he's up 2-0. And this guy never shows emotion either, man. You can't tell if he's happy, if he won or not. You know what I mean? That's even if he wins the money. Like, if he wins the whole tournament, you almost never see him smile. And don't even try to get him in an interview because, like, he's just not that kind of guy. Watch him play all you want, but he ain't talking to you. He ain't got the time for that. Can't wait to see him playing in the U.S. Open. Oh, that would be the ultimate dream. So for me, that was my goal in life, right? Not the U.S. Open in particular, but to play in one pro event by the time I was 50 years old. That's my goal. And I'm still on it, but I mean, I've been dealing with lots of health issues over the years, so it's looking more and more like maybe I'm not going to get that chance. But I still want to play at least one world event, one professional event. Just take a stab at it, right? No pressure. No, I don't really care if I win or lose. I just want to try to win, right? See where it goes. But it would be awesome to see one of my kids go there and to be able to perform and maybe eventually win it too, you know. If they let me teach them, they're going to be really good players. But everybody knows that when you try to teach your kids, they just don't listen. You can be like a 800 Fargo that never misses, and your kid just won't want to learn from you. But they will learn from Bobby, who's a 200 Fargo and doesn't know what he's doing. They'll listen to every word he says. Right on, man. Thank you. Awesome. First time in Ebb Flow, man. And I'm telling you, the Ebb Flow people are taking care of me. They're looking out for me. I appreciate it, man. Everywhere I go, it's always like that. I mean, every time I go to Swan Lake, they make me feel welcome and loved every time too. And that's just not just the organizer and the pool players, but the people from the community itself. They know who I am already. They enjoy seeing me around, and I always feel like I'm at home. And Ebb Flow, like, I kind of knew that it was going to be a good welcoming here. First of all, because I know the people from Ebb Flow. Most of them are really good people, except for Larry. I'm kidding. Larry's a good guy too. He's just not a friendly guy on the table, that's all. But everybody's good people here, and so I kind of, thought that it was going to be a good welcoming here, and it has been. They've been really good to me. I appreciate it, guys. One of the things about being a professional streamer is traveling around and meeting people, and then getting to know the communities you never get a chance to meet. Right now, that's my chance here to meet Ebb Flow people, because I know most of the Ebb Flow pool players, but I don't know the regular people from Ebb Flow, and I got a chance to meet some of them already. Really nice people. Randall Suniga, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Lila Don Disney, welcome. Lonnie Fox Raymond, welcome. Laura Berg says, my cousin was really good and grew up playing with a few of the greats. I had zero interest until 10 years ago. How I wish I started years back. I'm totally addicted to it. And that's the worst thing about pool, I think, man, is that like you finally figure out you love it, and then it's like, oh man, I'm running out of time. Because it's one of those games like you can play until the day you die, technically, but you're not going to be good all that time. You're only going to be good. There's a small window of time for a pool player to be good, like really good, and that window is like 20 to 40. So between 20 years old and 40 years old, that's your prime years, And it used to be that most pro players didn't win championship matches or world events until the age of 32, 33, up to 35. In fact, the average champion back in the days, throughout the 90s, almost every champion that was a champion was around 35. But that's because back then the teaching, the knowledge was different, right? You had to go out there and find somebody to teach you. You had to work hard to learn. It was a little more complicated than it is now. Now people just tune into YouTube and you can look up a cut shot, a bank shot, a masse, whatever. There's something out there for almost everything. So it's just a matter of you going out there and looking at the video, practicing what you see, and you become a better player. I think that like right now, like the players that we look at as great players, like anybody that's 800 and up, those guys are going to be weak players in 10 years from now, because right now, like you have kids that are anywhere between 15 to 18 who are already at a 600 level. So with those players being that young, by the time they become 20, 24, they're going to end up being like hardcore. And by then, like anybody that's 600 now, 15, by the time they're 25, they'll be looking at easily like 825, 830, maybe even up to 850. And I think that because of the way that people are learning now, the newer generations, I think that we're eventually going to be able to see a 1,000 Fargo rate player. And it's going to be a young kid, honestly. It's going to be a kid that like just turned 18, and that's going to be the kid that's 1,000 Fargo rate. You're not going to see that for a few years though, but we're on our way there. And pretty soon, like 800s are going to be struggling to win tournaments, which is crazy. But that's how much the game is growing. It's growing in the right direction, in my opinion. The future is with the kids, right? So as long as they're teaching them and they're wanting to learn and play the game, then the future of pool is safe. There will be champions to inspire other people to become champions. And that's really the key for the future of the game. All right, so Larry Hunter off to a great start. He's up 3 games here on a race to 5, looking to get on the hill. He's got a pretty good table. I'm thinking he's probably looking for the stripes, but he's kind of stuck on the solids. Or maybe he's looking for the solids. I think if I was going stripes, I might start off with that 15 to the side. Oh, sorry, 11 to the side. Because I would take the cue ball up towards where that little pile of stripes are at the top left. The other option I think he was looking at was maybe starting off with a combo 9 to the 15, but the problem with that is that you usually don't want to start off with a combo, and he knows that too. Better to take control of the table than to try a big shot that may not pay off, and then you turn the table over for your opponent to have a chance to beat you. So it looks like he's analyzed everything here, and he's decided to take the stripes. The biggest area that he's got to focus on is right where he's at right now, in that top left corner. If he's got the shot on the 12 ball straight, then he's good to go. If not, he might have to be looking at a combo again. And if he's looking at a combo again, that might deter him to go towards the 11 ball instead. Problem with going for the 11 ball, though, is that you're very limited on shape. You would have to try to draw back, which you're not going to be able to get near those balls. And if you try to roll forward, tough to get onto the 9, even tougher to get onto the 15. So he has to deal with his top left corner right now. And it looks like he's aiming for the 13 ball. Perhaps thinking about going off the rail and in. Now that's going to be fine for that 13 ball, but to get back for that 12 and 14, that's going to be a real challenge for him, because everything else at the top of the table isn't shape friendly or positional friendly. Let's come up table a little bit. Looks like he's got a shot maybe on the 11 to the side and maybe to the 9 also. If he's got a shot on the 9, then he's good to go on the 15, which simplifies the table. From the 15, he can get to the 11. From there, he can set up for the 12 and 14. He's going to come up short, trying to create a little bit of angle here. And a lucky break for Keith Malcolm. Hasn't had a chance to get going yet, but this might be the one. Bit of a challenging opening shot with a 1 and 7. He's got a shot on the 2 ball in the top right corner, or the 4 ball, sorry, in the top right corner. He's gonna go for the combo. He's gonna break it out. He's got the 3 ball in the open. Not too many shots on that one though, and the 1 ball maybe in the open. If it goes past the 15, he'll take that now. If it doesn't, he'll be stuck taking that 3 to the side of the corner. I'm thinking the corner might be available. He just took a little look at it. He tried to squeeze it by. He's not going to make it. Turns the table over to Larry. He'll have a chance to get on the hill now. Let's go take a look at some of the comments. I've been missing some of them. Show us the 8 ball. That was the one that I remember seeing last time. I hate how my computer always does like this little creator mode thing that just allows me to like not see anything. Blocks off everything. Hey, it happens, says Johnny Joe. And Linda Clay says, how cute. Yeah, that's my little guy, man. I don't know. He's my world. I love him, and I'm grateful to have him. I mean, I love all my kids. Don't get me wrong. They're all special to me. But he's a pool player, and he's taking the lead. I hope my kids are watching right now because they're gonna be like, you know what? I think I'm gonna start playing pool now. I don't want to be the second favorite or the third favorite. I'm kidding. I would never do that to my kids. But if one of them was a player, you know, I just might buy him some extra presents come Christmas, like pool cues and chalks. You got to gift the chalk for Christmas now because they're like $75 for a chalk. I remember when I first started playing pool, it was 25 cents a chalk, man. Like, what happened? How is everything around pool expensive, but we don't make any money from playing pool? I don't get it, man. $75 chalk. Like, what does it do? Does it line up the balls for you? Oh, let's see. I got some here. Earl says, oh, I can get a lot out of Larry Hunter rod easily, he says. Beetle Bailey on Facebook says, I think it's because they started really early with coaches. Yeah, so that's the reason why these juniors are the way that they are. So, like, back in the day when we were kids and we were trying to, like, be pool players, there was no way. Like, you couldn't find anybody that would give you the time of day unless you went out to the pool hall and played in the tournaments all the time and lost all the time, and you went there to practice, and then the players that won the tournament all the time noticed that you're always there practicing. Then somebody will be like, you know what? I feel sorry for this kid. I'm going to show him something. I want to make him a better player. He's trying really hard. I'm going to show him some skills, see where it goes. And every now and then you would find the trainer that would teach you how to become a great player. Nowadays, it's all there. And that's for any sport. I mean, I don't know if you guys watched any of the Olympics, but one of the things that I noticed on the Olympics this year, well, first of all, it was a little scandalous and a little crazy. Australia, breakdancing, oh my God, what was that? They did make a memorable move with the kangaroo move, though. But, and I'm thinking the kangaroo move is going to be known for life. Give me 1 second here. Hi. You're out of chips? Right behind you. I thought you meant like you were out, like I had to get you more. All right. Yeah, so anyways, oh man, why was I going with that? Yeah, the kids, so the way the kids are being trained now, it's different, man. One, the pro players are really embracing the juniors, especially the ones that have a lot of talent, and there's a lot of them out there, man. I mean, you hear a lot about the American kids that are really great players. You don't hear much about the Canadian kids that are great players. And I think that's just because Canada's always been looked at as a market that's not a really good market. They're so wrong. They're so wrong. I'm telling you right now, I've been begging for like Jam Up to make some Canada stuff because there's so many Canadians here. And then when I go to Las Vegas to do the ACS events, both years that I went so far, one thing I noticed is that every single Canadian player was wearing something Canadian as a shirt. I'm telling you, we're a lost market. They every now and then, like the BCA, VNEA, and BCA, PL, and CSI, every now and then they'll kind of battle it all a little bit for Canada, right? They'll try to bring some tournaments in here, see how it goes, and then like for example, Predator. We had that event out in Red Deer. That didn't work out like we all planned it was going to work out, right? We were thinking it was going to be like a big event, that the pro men were going to be there. The pro men ended up playing at the European 9-ball tour. They weren't able to make it for that event. It just wasn't what we planned it was going to be. And so what happened there is I feel like, I don't know for sure, but I feel like maybe Predator got deflated from trying to invest any time into Canadian players. It's just unfortunate the way it worked out, because Canada, I'm telling you, it's a really big market, man. I mean, you go to anywhere, any city, I guarantee you're going to find a bunch of great players, no matter where you go. And here in Manitoba, as an example, any community you go to, guaranteed top players. Like, there's so many good players, and we just don't get enough credit. But the youth are the future, man. And I think the youth is going to be one of those things where over the years, over the last, say, 15 years, the way I watched the Team USA kind of go through the motions in Moscone Cup, from the days of Rodney Morris, Earl Strickland ruling the felt, to now where you have Shane Van Bonen being the captain of the team. I watched Team USA develop over the years, and there's been some pockets of hope where you feel like, okay, USA is going to dominate. And then there's been some pockets where it's like, what's going on with our game? Our boys aren't playing that way no more. But I'm telling you, the future is bright. American players are going to be very strong and very hard to compete with, because those juniors, they're incredible, man. And as far as Canada goes, like, you'll see. It won't be long before people start noticing who our Canadian players are. And I'm telling you, there's a lot of great Canadian players, man. You're going to see some of them here, like Johnny Baptiste, for example. He's no longer a young player, like a kid. But, Johnny Business, you don't mess around, man. One of the best players around. And like, he's probably, I'm going to say, like a top 5 Canada. There's players out here that can beat him. And there's young players out here that push him, but don't beat him yet. I'm telling you, that time's going to come. It's just a matter of time, that's all. And all we got to keep doing is just promoting the game as much as we can. Teaching the kids as much as we can to get them, to be encouraged to play more. The future is bright as long as we invest in it. That's what I'm getting at. Okay, let's see. A lot of coaches. JB Sokol will be a 900 Fargo, says Earl Beseth Makabat from the Philippines, was at an 890 Fargo for a short while. Yeah, so I'm telling you. So, like, if you want to be like 1,000 Fargo, that's a guy that, like, breaks and runs every table, no matter what. No matter what happens, just runs every table and never, ever misses a shot. You're not going to see that for a few years, but it's on its way, I promise you. And I don't know, that might be the worst thing that can happen to Pool. It could be the best thing that happened to Pool, because having somebody with that kind of stature sets the mark. Now, everybody either gets overwhelmed and scared, or they try their hardest to compete and get up to that level. I'm hoping it's the second one, but there's a good chance that a lot of people will be like, yeah, you know what? Don't allow that guy playing the tournament. He never misses. What's the point? Just give him the money. It's kind of like how we feel when we have tournaments here in Manitoba and Johnny Baptiste is playing. It's like, we'll just give him first place and we'll figure out what we have for second. I love pool, man. I'm telling you. I don't get enough, man. I really want to do some great work in the future too. So I'm hoping if anybody out there is listening to me right now, man, and you're saying, hey, like, I love this guy's passion, the way he talks about pool. He's got a clear vision, really happy. I'm telling you right now, I'm your guy. Let me come help you out with your event. If you have products that you want to sell for pool, if it's a good product that I believe in, I'll support it. I'll work with you. That's the way I usually work. I don't just promote items just because they're there, because somebody says, here, I'm going to give you a free shirt. And I'm like, okay, well, it's the best shirt you could ever buy. I'm going to wear that shirt. And if I don't like it, I'm going to say it, man. Take an example. For example, all the jam up stuff that I wear it all the time. Everybody sees it all the time. Great quality clothes. And I promote it as much as I can. Tom Chalk, the V10. Oh, man, I promote that like gold. That's the next gold. I'm telling you right now. Tom V10 is the chalk that you need to be playing with. There's other chalks out there that are like, more expensive than that. If you're one of those people that believes that the more you spend, the better the quality, then I guess you can keep doing that. But V10, affordable, great product. Jam Up Apparel, great shirts. All the shirts that I have from Jam Up Apparel so far, and I got some shirts at the very beginning when I started working with them, which was about, I think, 2 years ago now. Those shirts are all 2 years old. And I'm wearing one right now. It doesn't look faded at all. Like, not at all, man. So that's the kind of, people that I invest in, the ones that have real products. And if you have one of those real products, let me know how I can promote your business, man. All I ask for a return is that you support me and my work as well. You know, maybe throw some stuff for sponsorship to give away, or maybe, you know, do some raffles here and there to some newer products that you have, or maybe add some money to events, or just donate some of your products to an event for prizes, like little things like that that can help to be able to promote pool through your product. Anyways, I'm going off. I always veer off, man. I'm one of those guys that if I'm in a mood, I'm going to talk a lot. And if I'm not in a mood, I'm just going to focus on pool. I'm in a mood. You guys are in trouble. But I'm not trying to sing, so you're okay. You're safe. You can mark yourself safe on Facebook from Rod singing. Let's see. Laura Burke says, getting older for the greats like Suke. Yeah, man. The Kaiser. The Kaiser, man. He was like a generational player. I don't think there's anybody out there from all the pros that ever really enjoyed playing against the Kaiser in a safety battle. He was absolutely the best when it came to safety play and escapes. And I think he still has it in him. You know, obviously he's getting older, right? She says, David Alcady, yeah, he's getting older too. Alex Pagulayan. You can't tell that Alex is getting older. I guess that's the Filipino blood, man. But also because of the way he plays, like you see he wears glasses, but he just plays really good. It makes no difference to him. So he still has a few years, but I think Suke is kind of like, you know, running out. He's been playing over the last few years. I haven't seen him do extremely well, but he's won some matches. Any matches against top players, it's been close, but he's come up short. So usually those are signs that a player is starting to lose it a little bit. It doesn't matter how much skill you got. You know, at some point, your body's going to kind of give up on you a little bit, whether it's eyesight or physically through your legs or your arms. At some point when you get older, the game's going to come and tell you, look, it's time to hang them up. You don't have to, man. You can be one of those players out there that just plays for fun. You know, leave your competitive days behind you, just embrace the game and just have fun with it. Otherwise, you're going to be a really bitter person sitting there watching everybody else play and saying, I was better than them. I can run this kid out all day long. I don't care if he's a 950. Niels Figen, yeah, that's another guy too. And like Niels, he does a lot of good work for pool too. I love the way he does his work. But he's getting a little older too. And like those names used to be big names in the 90s. They're not as big anymore. You know, Shane Van Boning, that's another one. He's still in his prime, but, you know, he's starting to get to that point too. And I'm not saying he's going to start shooting bad right away, but give Shane about another 10 years and he's going to have some struggles. He's already, yeah, you said there, he's already at 40, right? So by 50, like the vision starts playing a part, fatigue and stuff too. However, these pro players, like they all work out, they go to the gym, they stay in shape. So usually if they're physically fit, their brain will be working properly for a little bit longer than most people that become a little bit older. I'm trying to be polite about that, you know. I'm borderline in that area too. I'm close, you know. Earl says when Larry Hunter's hand is completely blue with chalk, he's in dead stroke. Not too many can touch him when the hand is blue. Yeah, I believe you, man. I believe you. He's having a pretty good tournament right now anyway, but challenging match if he wins this one, waiting for him against Johnny Baptiste. Let's see. Beetle Bailey says Ultimate Pool is kicking off in the States. Yeah, and I think we're trying to figure out how to get Ultimate Pool in Canada. Hopefully Ultimate Pool will invest into Canadians. I don't see the efforts. And like, if you look at all the tournaments, the big tournaments at the end of the year, like, you know, the ones you go to Vegas or the ones you go into Westerns or any kind of big tournament, really. Where I was going with that. Oh man, Ultimate Pool kicking off the States. Oh yes, Canadian players. There's a lot of Canadian players. That's what I was trying to get at. There's a lot of Canadian players out there, but compared to the amount of American players, it looks like it's a small market. And there's a lot of American players. I mean, APA alone, I think, has like what, 500,000 players in their league, and that's a lot, man. I mean, here in Canada, we probably have about 500,000 players. Period. But everywhere you go, there's pool players. So trust me, it's not a dead market, man. Invest in it. Let me know if there's anything I can do to promote your event as well. If you have any events coming up, Anything in Canada, I'll promote 100% and try to get Canadians to come there and play in it. If you have any American events coming up, I'll do that for you too. Just let me know. It doesn't even matter if you call me to come out and stream for it or not. I'm okay. If you do call me to come stream your event, just know that I'll put my heart and soul on the line, and I'll do my best to represent your organization as best as I can. But if you don't, you can still rely on me to advertise your event to be able to get a lot of people to come out and play on it. And if you have some products, you know, pool cues, chalks, gloves, anything you can think of that's related to our industry, message me. You know, if you're looking to move some things, you're trying to get some spotlight. Maybe you're a smaller company. You know, you're trying to just get a little bit of spotlight out there. Oh, QSports Live is a pretty big window. We can help you out. I don't know if Grant and Ben will do it like I would, but you can always ask them. But if you reach me, Rod Arriagada, 100%, I'll help you out. I love pool too, says Linda Clay. And then she says, wow. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, the future of the game, it's changing. It's going to be great. One thing I would like to see for the future, though, is to see a little bit more emphasis or focus on the average player. I know I sound political every time I say that. Speaking of political, I forgot to mark the score. It's 4-0 for Larry Hunter. He's on the hill. Chasing the win. One rack away. Really tough opening shot, but he's got a table available. It's the kind of table that's almost perfect for him. You don't want to give him wide open tables because you'll run those out. But sometimes you'll make a mistake. When you give him a tied up table, he's usually going to run out because now you got to focus more. And so the precision behind the shape and the breakouts is more accurate, making him a more dangerous player. And see, you can see there he's trying to work it. You can see this 5-ball, no problem, but he's looking at a 4-5 combo just because that would allow him to maybe get the breakout on the 1 and 6. And that 3-ball's in a tough spot too, which he can maybe try to bang it off the rail and in right now. He wouldn't have anything to shoot at after if he did that. So that's why he's looking at these options here with the 4 and the 5. But I'm so happy about the way pool is developing, man. I'm telling you. One thing that doesn't make me happy right now, and I've been saying that since the beginning of this whole ordeal between WPA and Matchroom. I would just like to see a little bit of unity, right? I don't like the way that things are going. Like right now, all the players that are pros are looking at boycotting all the WPA events altogether for the remaining of the year until WPA starts to, you know, change the rulings on punishing players that play anything Matchroom or that's not sanctioned by WPA. And WPA tried to get sanctioning done with Matchroom, but Matchroom just wouldn't have any of it. And now I'll tell you why, okay? In my opinion anyway, not 100% concrete with evidence behind it. But the sanction fees are important to every organization. And so when the WPA is trying to ask for sanctions from Matchroom, that's money that Matchroom is not making. Money that they can usually use to be able to do more with their product. Because honestly, like, they're promoting pool, but the way they promote pool as a product. They're not promoting it as a sport. So for them, like, they're trying to be able to make that product the best product out there. And a lot of that has to do with the quality of the product. So the way they work things out now is by getting all these pro players to sign contracts with the WNT. Now they've got a product that stands a little bit more solid for them to be able to kind of separate themselves a bit more from WPA. But in my opinion, I feel like they can all work together, man. I mean, I don't know. So look at these two organizations. If one takes the sanctions, the other one doesn't. Okay, the other one misses out on sanctions. But if they were to split the sanctions, guess what? They both make money. It's not that complicated of a deal. It's just the greed behind these organizations, right? They want to have sole power. And I think that's the one thing we don't want for pool. You know, if anything, pool should be open. Like, everybody should be a part of it. And all members in the community should be able to work together for a better future of the game. But we don't have that. And that's the reason why pool is never going to be an Olympic sport. I'm just going to say it right now. Although, by watching the Aussies and the breakdance moves yesterday, I feel pretty confident that we have a really good chance to maybe get looked at in the future. Because I don't know, like that person that was breakdancing from Australia. Like, I mean, I don't want to make fun of people, but okay. So let's say that a top level player in pool is a 10, and a weaker player or an intermediate level player is like a 3 or 4. That person that did the breakdance, I don't even know her name, but that lady that did the breakdancing for Australia is a straight 3 in pool. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. I don't think that was breakdancing, man. I mean, it looked like she was breaking something, but it wasn't breakdancing. And I'm only kidding, by the way. Like, I have no offense to anybody, especially if you're a breakdancer. I don't want a bunch of you guys sitting in my driveway, you know, busting some moves in anger. But yeah, so Australia, man, you made me feel like pool has a chance. Maybe we're going to see pool in the future and the Olympics. The one problem with the Olympics, why pool will never make it in the Olympics, that I think anyway, is the inconsistency. There's no world curriculum or structure that we follow for every organization and every pool player out there. There's no world organization that has all their players under their umbrellas to be able to create all these things that we're looking to create. And that's how you're going to make pool an Olympic sport. It has to be consistent, right? So there's got to be a high level of demand, a lot of players playing, great competition. So hard to get into the top spot to represent your country in an Olympic competition. That's what it's got to be. And we don't have that yet. We still have like key players in every country that always win tournaments. And the only times they lose tournaments is when they're playing against other key players from other countries that usually win tournaments there. And that's why I say I like to see these organizations like WPA and Matchroom to just take a look at the amateur level, because honestly, that's your industry. Without the amateur players, you're not making any money from your products. I mean, how many pros go out there and buy stuff? Honestly, anybody that's a top level pro is all sponsored. Anybody that's not a top level pro, well, it doesn't apply to you. You probably buy equipment. But the average player, every average player goes out there and buys equipment. And I mean, it doesn't matter whether or not you're a good player. If you see Shane Van Boning using V10, everybody's playing with V10. If you see Alex Pagulayan running with Q-Tech, I know I'm flipping them up a bit, then everybody's going to be doing that, right? It's just the way it is, and I don't think everybody understands that. They should know that because the numbers are in front of them. If you were to look at all the receipts of all the products that you sold, like I'm going to say 80% of the stuff that's sold from every company in the pool world is sold to amateur players, and only 10% is bought through pro players that are aspiring to become sponsor players, where they're not going to be buying that stuff no more. So that's why I think that they got to invest more in the amateur, because that's where the money's at. And honestly, it would be the best thing for the competition, man. I mean, every player out there would have something to aspire to. Right now, the only thing that pool players have aspirations to is to try to beat Shane Van Boning. And that's going to take you like 30 years and a couple of masters teaching you to be able to figure that out. That was interesting. That ball almost jumped out. But yeah, honestly, I think that the amateur level, and when I say amateur, I say like advanced and under, not masters, but advanced and under. That's where all the money's at. And if you invest in that group and pool, then the noise that will come out of that will be incredible. So incredible that people will start wanting to play pool. You don't get that with pro players. Nobody wants to play pro pool because they all know they're too good. But in our world, and I include myself in that world, people miss. And you can have a chance to win. That's exciting. I don't know. Give me an angry emoticon if you don't agree, but give me a heart if you agree. All right? Like to scream with a heart if you agree on this topic. If you don't, you can give me an angry emoticon, and I won't take it personal, because I'll know it's because you think I'm wrong. And you have your right to have your opinion, so it's not a wrong opinion. As long as it's trying to build something for the future, we're all on the same page. All right, he's on the board. Talked enough until I got him on the board. See, I threw Larry off. He's like, yeah, listening to all my conversation on the side. All right, so it's 4-1, and Larry's breaking for the match. Keith Malcolm trying to find some life. Only racing to 3, needs 2 more. All right, now I'm gonna go and check out some of these comments because I'm probably missing out on some pretty good ones here. Because I've been going off, man, and when I go off, like a lot of people kind of tune in on that. Shy Van 911, how are you doing? Linda Clay retracted her message, and then Shivan 911 says WPA takes sanction fees, but does not offer anything in exchange, but to put their stamp of approval on the event. Yeah, and I don't know, like, so this is the problem. I'm going to get there right away. Give me a second. And then it says funny, but SVP is sponsored by Master Chalk. Or you mean Shane Van Boeing is Master Chalk? Really? I didn't know that. I just threw that Talm out there because, I like Talm, but I didn't know that. I didn't know he's a Master Chalk guy. Really? He actually uses Master Chalk? Does he really, though? I seen the connection there. I kind of figured it was Shane Van Boeing because I don't know who SVP is, but if he was somebody important, I would know. Sioux Valley pool player? I don't know. But yeah, Shane Van Boeing, yeah. Sponsored by Master Chalk, really? I had no idea. Oh, and Linda gives me a heart. Thank you, Linda, on YouTube. Agrees. I had no idea, man. Honestly, the whole time I'm thinking this guy's playing with like Talm. He's got to be playing with Talm or that Kamui chalk, that really wet Kamui chalk, which I don't think many players like. Super expensive too, but not many people like it. Let's see. Tournaments, and they are trying to start leagues. Wait, I missed something there. Ultimate Pool is kicking off in the States with tournaments, and they're trying to start pool leagues. Cool. And that's what we need, like a new blood, right? An Ultimate Pool, man. It might do something. You're only in the spotlight for a little bit of time when you're in this pool industry, just so you know. So, like, if you're a new league and you're making some noise, you embrace that because it's going to be, a couple of weeks or months later that nobody's going to care no more unless you do something loud and you're really good at it. That's how the pool industry works nowadays. I'm telling you, man, I used to be famous. I'm kidding. I never used to be famous. I don't even think I want to be famous, to be honest, man. I just like walking down the street and nobody knowing who I am and what I'm doing or, taking pictures of me. I was never born to be famous, man. I was just born to promote pool. Let's see. So we got Laura Burke says he's made it to Final 16 the end of last year, Ralph Souquet. Yeah, so he's still, like you can see, he still has it, right? But I think what the difference is now is not so much anything else except for he's playing against younger eyes. And also, another thing is the different eras, right? So, like, Ralph Souquet can do his best to keep up with the new generation and the new era. But the new era is trained differently. They're a little bit more aggressive. They have more knowledge, which changes the way they play, and that can be intimidating for a high-level player, especially when like they're expecting to have a walkthrough, and suddenly this other player is just going crazy, man. It's 2 games for Keith. Okay, thank you. So it's Hill. Nice. All right. So yeah, and I get carried away, man. That's what happens when I get carried away. Beetle and Bailey says there was a few missed shots at the European Open, but they tightened the pockets to 4 inches, and yeah, that's another thing too. I feel like Matchroom is trying really hard to turn pool players into snooker players, and Matchroom is the main organization that runs snooker in the UK. But that's what I feel like they're trying to do. They're trying to get all these players to get used to the really tight pockets, so then they'll easily switch over to a snooker table and they'll find like their bigger pockets there. They might be onto something. I wouldn't mind seeing some of these pool players play snooker. Like, I seen Ronnie O'Sullivan, Steve Davis, Judd Trump. Can't think of who else that came over. But a few of those snooker players came over to play 8-ball through Matchroom. And I like to see the reverse. So I like to see, like, maybe Shane Van Boening, Fedor Gorst, like, have those guys play in a snooker event. That'd be kind of cool, right? I think a lot of pool players are tuned in to watch that who never would watch snooker. But because they have like guys like Shane Van Boening playing in it, it will cause the same kind of buzz as having Ronnie O'Sullivan playing in the U.S. Open. I don't know if you guys remember that one, but that one had a lot of buzz. It did a lot of good for pool too. And it actually did a lot for snooker. Even though snooker didn't prevail on that one. But people were aware of how great the game was and how clean of a stroke a snooker player has through watching Ronnie O'Sullivan play, and same with Steve Davis. Oh, look at that. He's going to come back and win the match. Wow, man. I talked him back into the... No, I'm just kidding. I didn't talk him back into the match. He played really good on his own. What an effort. What a finish. 3-4, smoking Larry Hunter out of the tournament. And now he's going to have a showdown with Johnny Baptiste. Oh, man. It's a revenge match because Johnny beat him in the A-side final. 5-3 race. That's going to be a good one. Johnny trying to get the title. And Keith doing his best to prevent that from happening. Scoreboard has been reset. We're waiting for these guys to start the match. I'll put my timer on, reset it, and we're going to keep going. It's the championship match, the last match of the tournament. Well, we got to wait for this guy to come back before we get that started. Players shooting right now, but they're just warming up. They're just trying to get ready for tomorrow for the 3-man team. I don't know, man. I don't. Not sure what Larry won for third place, but I think they said that 1,000 for first. So looks like the boss man, Happy Bolio, was writing out a check there for Larry Hunter. It's treaty days, so he's got to get paid in 5s. I'm kidding. That's only a joke for Native people, man. They totally get it. But if you're not Native, you're like, what? I don't get it. So long story short, I'll kind of explain this to you. There was a treaty agreement between the government and the Native people here in Canada. That treaty agreement said that each Native person from every community will get $5 every year as part of the treaty agreement. Okay. Now, there's a little bit of something on that. So every year, like, everybody gets together, they go to that one site, wherever that site is, they line up and they get their $5, right? It's only $5, but they all line up for it. Some people will let it build up for a few years and then eventually go pick up, some more money because they get back paid. But the original deal of the treaty agreement was $5 per person, because back in the day when they made that agreement, $5 would do like a lot for you. Like, you can get some bread, some flour, you can get some groceries. There was a lot of things that you can do for $5 back in those days. Now it's like $5 is not even a tip anymore. Before, like, I remember you go to a restaurant and you can like get any kind of meal and you just left a $5 tip and the waitress or the server was like, oh man, thank you, that's awesome. Now, like, you put $5 on the table and they look at you like, what's wrong, man? You need money? I'll give you $5 instead. It's crazy how it is, man. But that's the reality, right? It's the reality, man. We live in an expensive world right now. I don't know how these pool players are going to survive in the future, man. I think maybe the whole snooker thing might be a good thing for pool players in the long run, man. All right, so it looks like we're waiting for Johnny to come back. Did they do a split agreement maybe? No, Johnny's walking this way right now. I don't think there's a split option on the table, but you never know. Waiting for this match to get going. Some kind of discussion going on over there. All right, so they are going to get going here, and it's we're waiting for Keith Malcolm right now. I believe he might be a smoker. I think Johnny's a smoker too, but he just came back. So he's going to take a couple of warm-up shots, get a feel for the table. Yeah, man. I don't know where the future of the game is going, but I wish I could, like, go see like a psychic and have a little glance at the future to see where the game stands 20 years from now. I remember like 5 years ago when I was first starting doing this work, like, I felt really bad for pool. I felt like there just wasn't enough spotlight. And I felt like, that was my purpose, to try to be able to create a difference for the future of the game. Now I don't know if I can even make a difference anymore. Sometimes I feel like I can, sometimes I feel like I don't have a chance to be able to make a difference. But I still try every day. And the reason why I do it all the time is because I think about the future of the game, and it always worries me that maybe pool will end up going through what snooker went through. You know, and if you look at snooker now, like you don't really see snooker as a sport or as a game mainly anywhere in North America. In Canada, like there's a few provinces that still, you know, play snooker. Montreal, out in Alberta, they still play snooker. In Manitoba, they play some snooker too. Ontario plays a little bit of snooker also. So like we're still playing a little bit of snooker, but it's not a main thing no more. And most of the people that are playing snooker are, most of them really, like the good ones are like the people that have been playing for 40 years. So those guys are all going to be retiring. And the game is not being passed on, like the knowledge is not being passed on. So we're not getting that growth for snooker. And that's what I was worried about with pool. So that's why I started doing the work that I do with the streaming and organizing events and teaching people how to play. I teach a lot of people how to play, a lot of people, man. If you love pool and I look at you and I see that you're trying, man, I'll spend the time. I'll spend the time with you. That's the difference that I try to make. I don't know if it's going to be enough. I really feel like it's not. But you have two options in life. Either you decide to give up on what you love, or you decide to give in to what you love. And I decided to give in. So we'll see how it works out. All right, looks like these guys are about to get this one going. Flipping the coin on this one. What's up, bro? Well, I don't know what happened there, but that was supposed to be the curtains opening up, and it didn't do anything. Let me try it again. There we go. Like, honestly, I got to start hiring more people to open up these curtains all the time, man. They're getting lazy on me. Championship match. It's on like King Kong right now. It is the championship match of the 2024 Ebb Flow Treaty Days singles pool tournament. Johnny Baptiste versus Keith Malcolm in a big showdown. They had a showdown on the A side final. It was a match that was won by Johnny Baptiste. Some people thought that maybe it was going to be a Johnny Baptiste and Larry Hunter showdown, but it was Keith Malcolm that came through. So we're ready to go. The crowd's in it. We're going to get going right now. Johnny Baptiste to break and rack number one. Race to 5 for Johnny. Race to 3 for Keith. Who do you got? Who do you think is going to win this one? Tell me now. You got 1 minute to tell me because they're about to get going. And after they break and somebody wins the first rack, we ain't talking about that no more. It is over. All right, here we go. Rack number 1 of the showdown. Johnny Baptiste to break. Ball made off the break, and if it's anything like his usual break, he'll have a nice open table. And it's not bad. He's got a really good chance on this one. Stripes are the way I'm looking at this table right now. We'll see if he looks at it any other way, but I think in stripes is the way we're going to go. I think they're having some mini tournaments now. Looks like it. Man, I might have to play some mini tournaments today. I haven't really played those, so I won't be very good. Yeah, they're doing some mini tournaments. Cool, man. It's a little early, right? Like, we're only at 9:30, and they still got, like 3 hours left before they got to shut down here. Why not have some minis? It makes sense. You won't be able to do it tomorrow because all the tables will be running tomorrow for the 3-man team. Which, by the way, if you guys are enjoying this, let me start the clock. If you guys are enjoying the coverage here today, like, wait till tomorrow, man. Tomorrow's going to be exciting. 3-man teams. Only 1 Canadian Master allowed per team or 1 VNEA Vegas Master allowed per team. And that leaves a lot of loopholes for people to be able to build up some pretty good stacked teams. So tomorrow it's going to be like crazy. It's going to be nuts. Like every table is going to be run out after run out. Yeah, that was the key shot that he had to get into as the 13 ball because that sets him up for both the 11 and the 14. And then he needs a little bit of angle on that 14 ball to be able to get back down table. So if he can't find that, he's going to change the angle here to be able to create that. And I don't know. I think the only way he can maybe do it is just by playing towards where that 7 is. Yeah, like that. giving himself a bit of a cut angle. But I thought the cut angle would be towards the right so he can come down for that 9 ball. And I said 14 ball earlier, but it's actually a 10. This way, it looks like he's going to have to play for the 12 ball instead. Only because it's thin cut, a lot of speed. Yeah, and it made sense to go down for the 12 ball there. And here, like, you got a pretty good natural speed, but you want to get onto the 9 ball. And he's going to be at that 50-50. And it's going to become a decision here whether he wants to make this to the side also, or if he wants to make it to the corner. If he wants to make it to the corner, he'll take the 9, come off 2 rails and back to the middle. Or sorry, 3 rails and back to the middle. Yeah, that's the best way to go. And he's at that 50-50 again where he can cut it to the side or go to the corner. I'm thinking corner is best. And then you make the 8 ball in the opposite corner. Yeah, like that. Just needs to make a ball, this guy, and usually he's off to run out the table. 1-0 for him. Race to 5, needs 4 more. Keith Malcolm looking for 3. He's breaking next in rack number 2. And I might be missing some comments here. It's 2 games for Keith. That's the last one I've seen on Facebook, so I'm caught up on that one. I do have some comments here on YouTube. Okay, Linda Clay says Johnny Baptiste is going to win. And Shy Van 911 says Johnny Baptiste is going to win also. Okay. My instincts are telling me that Keith Malcolm is going to win. I don't know why. Because I always ride the Johnny Baptiste train too, because he's always going to win. He's almost always every single time he plays, he's almost always going to win. But I don't know. My instincts are telling me that Keith Malcolm is going to come back and win it. We'll see. We'll see. I haven't been wrong about the winners so far. I could be wrong about this one. And especially the way that Johnny broke off the hop and ran that table, you kind of almost automatically think that it's going to be Johnny that wins. But I don't know, man. Like, my instincts are pretty good, and we'll see. Shy Van says, I love Tom Chalk personally, but yeah, Shane Van Booney uses Master Chalk while most of the other pros use Tom or Predator, depending on their sponsors. Crazy, man. But you know, Shane is one of those loyalists, right? Like, so he started off in VNEA and obviously started off with Master Chalk. That's back in the day, right? He's one of those guys that's loyal to where he came from, to his roots. And you see that with the VNEA. Like, every year he goes out to the VNEA World Championships, meets the people that come there, and he'll take pictures and autographs and play pool against them. He's one of those guys that dedicates as much as he can to be able to give back to VNEA, which was where he started his career. And so I don't find it really that shocking that, you know, if you start off with Master Chalk, that he kept going with Master Chalk. And, you know, that shows a lot of character for a guy like Shane. If companies like Predator are like, hey, man, you know, we're going to give you this, and he's like, no, I don't want it. Tom's like, hey, dude, like, we want you to represent our chalk. He's like, sorry, I run with Master. Like, it's crazy that he does that, but that speaks volumes for the kind of character that he has and the kind of person he is, which is why he's one of the greatest ambassadors of our game. I want to say the same thing about Fedor Gorst, but Fedor Gorst jumped ship on a couple of different companies recently, and he switched over. But he did it for the right reasons too. And the reason why he did it is because he believed that the new companies he was working with were going to be the future of the game as far as how they sponsor the game and support the game. So that's why he changed over. Shane Van Booney don't care though. He's just like, no, sorry, I play on Valley tables and I use Master Chalk. And if you don't like it, well, put your money up on the table. We'll figure out who wins this argument. Now, from what I remember, like, Master Chalk is pretty decent. It's not that bad. But what I didn't like about it was too abrasive. And look at this. Johnny's going to run it on the table out. All right. I might jump on the Johnny train too. Who knows? But I'm telling you, man, something tells me. Something tells me. But just in case, you know. Just in case. Because you never know. We'll put the flames on again. Got to bring this match to a hill battle. I didn't get a chance to stream until like halfway into the tournament. So if there's any pool gods in the building right now, you owe me this much. Let's get this one to the hill. Make it happen. Johnny Baptiste to break in rack number 3. Problem with Johnny is he's a really good player, and when he makes a ball, like 90% of the times he runs the table out. Which makes it tough for any other player to be able to come back in a matchup against him. But I don't know, man. I'm telling you, like, something tells me Keith Malcolm is going to win this one. Johnny makes another ball off the break. Got a pretty good open table here, too. I mean, look at it again. Like, the spread is so good. Solids and stripes. Everything's available here. Opening shot is where it's at right now for him. What he decides to open up with, which I think the only option maybe might be that 14 ball to the side. Also has the 4 ball, I think, maybe, unless the 9 ball's in the way of the 4. If he's got that 14 ball, I think that's the way he's going to want to go, especially because, you know, there's not really a whole lot of work for the stripes. One positional shot for the 9, and once you get to the 11 ball, you're going to have the 15. That was the other positional shot. He was able to make that shot, so he's going to take the stripes. And he's got a good shot on the 15 ball, so might as well take it now. That 11 ball might come into play for a finish eventually. Taking a look at all his angles right now to figure out if maybe the 15 ball is the right option or if the 11 ball will work better. I'm thinking we're still going 15, but I'm thinking the reason why he's looking around so much is because he's not in a good angle. He's got an angle that's running towards the bottom rail instead of having an angle that runs towards the middle of the table. So that means that he's got to like almost punch stroke this off the rail to be able to set up for that 10 on the side. Or go off the rail and in just slightly. That would do it too. He didn't have to punch it off the rail. He can spin across. So that is the side pocket that he was looking for. Now this is interesting here too, because like he can go down for that 9 ball right now. He could easily line up for it. But he's looking at the 11 ball, like he wants to make the 11 go down for the 9 after that. And the reason why I think he's trying to do that is because once you go down, you get the 9, then you got the easy shot to the side on the 12 with the easy setup for the 8 ball to the corner. So he's just trying to simplify the table by taking a couple of harder shots. And well, we'll see if this is going to pay off for him. He's come up short on the shape for the 9. Looks he's going to have to finish off on the 9 now, and he's going to have to find a nice clear path around that 1 and 7. Going to draw back, and that's going to solve that problem. Some high IQ there. Simple, too. I didn't even think about the drawback. This is why I like watching guys like Johnny play, man, because it just takes something, and when I'm seeing it complicated, they just do something really simple. I was like, oh, man, that was so easy. Like, how did I not see that? And once again, there, he's going to run that table. He's run 3 tables in a row now. Let's see. We got some more comments here. Mike Cornelison, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Jeff Rosenberger, welcome to the stream. Del Oakhill, what's up, man? Lori Norquay, how you doing? Ike Pool fan, welcome to the stream. Daniel Bennett. Eric Perez, what's up, my brother? Welcome to the stream, man. Christopher cheeky fella. How you doing, man? Christy Cardinal, welcome to the stream. Christian Daniels, Neil James, Robert Cox, Enright Dan, Ryan Solovell, what's up, Ryan? Hey, man, I sold a good amount of hustling gear here. Gonna see if I can move the rest of it tomorrow. There's a lot of players that are buying the hats. I only have 2 hats left. The toques, I still got all of them. And I sold 3 shirts so far. Making some progress. If you're in Winnipeg, Manitoba, and you want to support the cause, we're trying to raise some funds for the juniors for a big event. Oh, thanks, bro. Appreciate it, man. So yeah, we're trying to raise funds for a junior event, a really good event in Manitoba. And if you want to support that, if you want to support some of the future of Manitoba, you can support it by buying some of the hustling gear. And it's pretty cheap, man. I mean, the prices that you pay for these that I have here are in Canadian dollars, and it's cheaper than anything you would find on the hustling site by far. I'll give you an example. A shirt for $40, $30 here. And we're saying 40 American, which is technically about, 50. You're getting it for 30. So it's like 40% off. Pretty good deal. All right, so he gets a chance to get going on this one. And it's tough when you're playing a match against a player like Johnny when he's not missing any shots and he's running tables out, because it makes you feel automatically like that's what you got to do. It makes you feel like the only way to reply is to fight back the same way. But usually that never leads to anywhere good. You have to have balance. It doesn't matter what your opponent is doing, how great he's shooting. You just got to play your game the best way that you can. And then as long as you do that, then usually you're going to get the results that you're looking for. As soon as you try to play up to the player or down to the player you're playing against, you're going to lose more than you're going to win. You're changing your game for the person you're playing against, and it should never be like that. Your game should be consistent against all players. Think about it this way. The way I look at it is, if you're old enough to pick up a cue and you come to the pool table, you ask for trouble. Not my fault. You can't play very good pool? I'm sorry, man. Don't pick up a cue. The minute you picked up the cue, you're asking for it. And whatever happens to you after that point, you ask for it. You pull out money out of your pocket, talking like you're a big player, you're gonna go home broke. Just understand, these are the realities of pool, man. Oh yeah, does he play? No, eh? Yeah. Does he play hockey? No. Volleyball, eh? Well, he's tall too. Yeah. But believe it or not, there's lots of great opportunities in volleyball, man. Way more than hockey, to be honest. And then it doesn't cost you as much either. Hockey is crazy. I listened to some of those parents' stories, man. They travel from province to province, week after week. It's crazy. All right, I'm back. Just having a little chat with Johnny. Got his oldest son here. Yeah, missing some comments here. Kansas Rose, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Marco Castro, how you doing? Eleazar Peralta, welcome. Bo Crowley, Claude Cardinal, welcome to the stream, everyone. Mr. Mike Peters, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Glenn Pratt, welcome to the stream. Jeremiah Eugenio, how you doing? I'm looking for the comments and I can't find them. There was comments on here though. There we go, I found one. Laura Berg says, never give up promoting and teaching the game. If you make the difference in a handful of players and one becomes a pro, yeah, you made a big difference. I like the way you think, because that is the way I think also. That's the way, every time I see a player and I watch them struggle and I give them some guidance, I love watching them play after that when they have that guidance. They just play so good, man. And you can see the change in their game, the change in the confidence, everything just changes. It's a beautiful thing to see. And I don't know, honestly, what you said there is so true, because I feel at times I work really hard. I don't think there's anybody out there in this pool industry that works harder than me. And I say that in a humble way. I'm not trying to be cocky, by the way, but I say it in an honest way, because I do work hard. I mean, Monday to Sunday, and if there was 8 days a week, I'd probably work the 8th day too. But I'm always on pool. I'm always working on teaching, promoting, growing it. Streaming, I'm always working on it all the time, and I'm always thinking of ways to do more. For example, right now, I got the Manitoba Pool Olympics that I'm working on. I'm gonna make pool an Olympic sport without the Olympics being a part of it. How about that? I got a nice little structure too, man. I'm almost done. I'm tweaking out the last little details of it. But long story short, this is one thing that I wanted to do in my time, is to be able to make a difference at home. And the way I wanted to make a difference at home was to be able to unite pool players from different communities and different locations to become one big pool community. Because that's the way I remember it when I used to play in the early years. Everybody was like one big family, man. We all knew each other. They all hung out. They all, played on the same teams. It was a real community. And now I felt like over the years that I played before I started doing the work that I do, there was a lot of separation, right? And a lot of that separation had to do just like bars that want to make boost sales, right? So they fight over the players. They try to compete against each other, adding money on tournaments, so that way people won't go to one tournament, they'll go to that tournament instead and then drink there. Little things like that. That's at the match. That's the match. Oh yeah, you ran out 5 tables, man. Yeah, so doing this work here, like I don't know, it's a work in progress. But if you can make the difference for one person, you can make the difference for everyone. And you never know. You raise one player to become a champion, that player might raise 10. You just never know. I think about guys like Randy Pruden, which is one of our greats in Manitoba. He taught so many great juniors to play. All those juniors are pro level now. First place to Johnny Baptiste. Second place to Keith Malcolm. We'll stop the clock. That was only a 60-minute match, man. Can you believe that? 5 rounds in 16 minutes. That's why he's one of the best out here. Bong Heng, welcome to the stream. Micah McSwain, welcome to the stream. Or Mika. Laura says, Shane Van Boning wears the VNEA logo on his shirts also. Yeah, he does, right? So he's loyal. He honestly is. Actually, Razon table for Shane Van Boning. Yes, and he's sponsored by them too, I believe. He's that loyal though. He won't drop anybody that sponsors him just because somebody comes out with some better offers. He stays loyal. Stephanie Otsuka, welcome to the stream. Mike Orvis, what's up, man? Chris Fox, I thought I seen another comment there. And Junior, what's up, man? Speaking of one of our great players, he's another great player in Manitoba. Easily in the top 5 conversation. Guy Smith, aspiring player. This guy just started playing 8-ball, man, and he's like doing his thing on 8-ball. It's almost like nobody knew who he was, and then he started playing 8-ball, and like everybody knows who he is now. Crazy. All right, so this match is done. What can I do? Well, I'll switch the other camera over. Hang on. Because I got to close out, and these guys are just doing minis, so we're not gonna cover minis, are we? I could, but it wouldn't be the same because it's like they're $20 entries. I'm thinking. Let me bring this back down. Okay, so that's good. Bring this over, and here we go. All right, so there's the scene. That's the tables on the right, and this is the mini tournaments. People are just having some fun, relaxing, and enjoying the stuff. I'm just going to take a couple of minutes to do a closeout. So if you already, finished watching, you're thinking, okay, well, that's that. It is that. Now I'm just going to do a little bit of talking, which a lot of people don't really care for, but those that do will stick around. All right. Tomorrow, 3-man team. Tune in tomorrow starting at 1 p.m. You're going to want to watch this. I'm telling you, it's going to be crazy, man. Crazy, crazy. I don't know. I'm still on the fence on whether or not I'm going to do split screen or picture-in-picture, which I like the picture-in-picture better. I noticed a lot of the streamers out there have now switched over to picture-in-picture because they're saying that it's better. I'm thinking it's still going to go that way, but a part of me is thinking about maybe setting up for the split screen, so we'll see. But tomorrow will be a really good event. I believe there's 16 teams for that one. Good shooting, man. Congratulations. That was fast, man. Like, you hungry or thirsty? What happened? Like, that was like 16 minutes, 5 runouts. That was a record for me, man. I was like just trying to get into the conversation of how this match was going to go. And I even said, like, I got a feeling that Keith is going to come back and win it. It never happened. Yeah. And your breaks are pretty good, man. Like, almost every break you got is spread open. Right? That's just a good working break. That's all it is. It's not the way you're racking. It's the way you're breaking. Yeah. I can tell, like, as soon as you make a ball, it's a wide open table. And even if it looks difficult, like, you got the skill to get around. Good for you, man. Congratulations.
I'll be back tomorrow.
For the teams, yeah. Good luck tomorrow, man. All right. St. Rose. Yeah, I think so, yeah. All right. Yeah, Ebb Flow, man, they've done a good job. They've been taking care of me, man. And it's only like day one. I only worked half the day, and honestly, like, I love the way these guys are treating me. Lots of respect for the work that I do and for who I am as a person altogether. Not in the pool industry, but who I am as a person altogether. I'm a friendly guy, You can tell. I don't know if I was meant to do this kind of work, but I love it, so I'm in it to win it till the very end. I'm going to be that guy that's like 90 years old, barely walking, and still trying to stream and talk pool. Well, at least I'm hoping I'll get that far. Right now, my health is telling me I only got about 20 years left, but I'm hoping we can make it 40 or 50. All right, so that's going to be it for this one. And, well, let's do a couple of shout-outs here real quick. Terry Daniels, Michael Hill, Adam Novak, Mark Peterson, Chad Cleary, Andy Kempa. What's up, Andy? My old co-worker and co-commentator. Man, I had a good time with Andy all the time whenever we worked. Didn't we, Andy? I miss you, man. You got to come back and work with me. I don't care how or why, but you got to do it, bro. We got to get this thing going again. I mean, I'm still going, but I want to get the thing going, like you, Sean, me, working together again as a group. That would be awesome, man. I talk about it all the time. I miss you guys. Honestly, these guys were some of the best commentators that I worked with. All right, so yeah, that's it for today. This is gonna be just this is all the mini tournaments, so nothing crazy. Just race to 3 single elimination. I'm not gonna cover that, but I wanted to make sure that you guys tuned in for tomorrow, so you are aware that the 3-man team starts at 1 o'clock. I'm probably going to do some test streaming in the morning, maybe when I first get here at 10 a.m., or I might not do it till around 12, just before the tournament starts. It's going to be a 3-man team, double elimination, and I think there's handicap races depending on who your players are on your team. So all that stuff is going to be sorted out tomorrow. Tournament should start at 1. Sometimes we run on Indian time, which means that it wouldn't start till like 2 or 2:30. But I think that the team is already done, like the draw. The only thing they got to figure out is the handicap. So the tournament should start at 1 o'clock. If you're coming out to play in the event tomorrow, just understand that there's no smoking or vaping allowed in here. No alcohol or drugs on site either. No bullying or fighting. If you decide to bully or fight somebody, they are going to throw you out. They're going to ask you to leave first. And if you don't, well, you'll get tossed out like those old school 1970s Western movies when they threw people out of the bar. Through the window, man. Out you go. Hopefully it's not that way. Anyways, that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the coverage. I apologize for the issue with the internet. Nothing I can do about it. I'm really happy that we got through it, though, and that we found a way to get the internet going, because I was about to go home, man. I was about to say, you know what, there's nothing I can do here, so I might as well go home. And then, boom, we got the internet, and here I am. So because of that, I'll be here tomorrow. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I know I didn't do as good a job as I wanted to. Tomorrow, I'll try to be a little bit more focused, you know, especially because the internet thing's going to be solved. And hopefully I'll get some people to come on the mic and support me on the mic. Oh, man, I was trying to go on a no before Terry missed a shot, but he just missed a shot. Now everybody's going to know that he misses. Kidding. All right, that's it for today, guys. Have a good night, says Laura. Yeah, I'll do some shout outs right now. So if you want to thank me or if you want to say anything right now, keep it clean, of course. I'll take a couple of minutes to go on YouTube and read some of those comments. I'll take a couple of minutes to read some of the comments here on Facebook as I go out. Make sure you guys tune in tomorrow. Okay, we'll take a look at the last highlight. No idea what the last highlight was. The camera, that one's over there right now. All right, I didn't see it, so I gotta see it again. That was the breakout from Keith. I thought he was gonna do it, man. I thought he was gonna come back and win. I was wrong. I'm usually not wrong, man, but I was wrong. Can't go against or bet against Johnny Baptiste. It's just not good for you. Johnny Baptiste. All right. All right, so that's all that. Yeah, we're happy. We're out of here, man. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. We'll see you guys tomorrow at 1 o'clock for the 3-man team. It's going to be a great showdown here in Ebb Flow. You don't want to miss it. I'm telling you right now. Get some sleep, wake up on time, and tune in to watch it. It's going to be an all-day event until it's over. You're going to want to be there. I promise you. All right, that's it for now, though. The pool wisdom. The more you sweat in practice, the less you'll bleed in battle. That means you got to get out there and work on your game, man. You can't just wake up and be a champion. You got to wake up and become one. And in order to become one, you got to go out there and put in every effort every day as much as you can. Racking racks and breaking is not going to be the way to find your champion within. Working on specifics until you figure it out. That's how you build a champion within. And then you got to work on the mentality, which is a whole different topic, man. But when we get to that point, I'll have some pool wisdom for you there as well. All right, that's it for now. We're going to go over to the outro. No, we're not going to be back with the stream shortly because I am done. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. My name is Arriagada. If you guys want to add me or follow me on Facebook, you can. Oh, maybe I got to go back and do that. Oh, man. I got to do that. No, wrong one. I got to go back and do that because, well, first of all, congratulations to Johnny and to Keith, runner-up. They deserve the applause, right? I think, I don't know. It was a one-sided match, but, you know, Johnny plays that way, so, like, it's to be expected, technically. Technically. Anytime that Johnny shoots, it's like this. And people just drop. And not only do they drop, but they drop all their money on the table, too. Like, I don't know why. It's a coincidence. Anyways, I'm being a cloud now. Honestly, I got too much time on my hands right now at this moment. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you want to find me. It's under Arriagada/CSLMANITOBA. Subscribe to the channel. Like the stream. If you're on YouTube, you want to like the stream before you go, all you got to do is close the chat, and then you'll find the like button, the subscribe button, and what's the other one? The share button, which you don't have to share no more. And then if you're on a phone, you just tap on the bottom of the screen. I'll give you the same options too. So you don't have to close out the chat on your phone. Just tap the screen. On a computer or a tablet, maybe you might have to close the chat. Then you can do it. If you want to find me on Facebook, you can find me under Arriagada, then one word Q Sports Live, and then Manitoba, which I'll pop it up right here. It's on the bottom, so you have to pay attention to it quickly. Arriagada, Q Sports Live, Manitoba. That's where you find me on Facebook. Add me or follow me. It's up to you. Just don't follow me around all the time because, you know, I like my privacy. Anyways, that's it. Oh, yeah, and if you guys want me to come cover an event, absolutely. Let me know how I can help you out. CSLMANITOBA@gmail.com. If you got a poster for an event that's coming up, you want to advertise it, send it to me via email, CSLMANITOBA@gmail.com. I'll promote it, even if you don't hire me for the event. And if you want to help me out in return, all you got to do is like my streams, share my streams, show a little bit of support. And if you're too lazy for that, then you could always just, you know, donate some money toward my cause through PayPal or e-transfer. CSLMANITOBA@gmail.com. And anything that you donate to PayPal now will help a little bit towards me, but mainly towards the junior tournament that we're trying to create. Because we're trying to make something big here in Canada for all the juniors in Canada, not just in Manitoba. Hopefully we can make it happen. Your help can definitely make it a possibility. All right. On that note, thank you for tuning in. My name is Rod Arriagada. If you want to add me or follow me on Facebook, you can. If you want to message me to come out to your town, as I mentioned a few times already, by now you should know, but I'll put it up anyway. CSLMANITOBA@gmail.com. That's how you get a hold of me. You can message me through Facebook on the Q Sports Live page, but if you do, like, make sure you say, "Hey, Rod," because I don't usually go through all the notifications on Facebook for Q Sports Live, the messages. But if I do see that it's people that I know, or if it says, "Hey, Rod," or "Rod this," or "Winnipeg that," then I'll check out those conversations. So if you're looking to get a hold of me through there, make sure that you say, "Hey, Rod," then I can look at that comment and then see. But if you're looking to hire me, you can contact me directly through my email, CSLMANITOBA@gmail.com. All right, I'm out of here, man. Don't forget to follow, like our Facebook page. If you never tuned in to Q Sports Live on Facebook, and this is your first time, we love pool. Ben and Grant just did the women's championships, the Canadian women's championships, over the last few days, and you can go check out their passion by watching those streams. And I'm telling you, man, you look at any one of our guys that are part of Q Sports Live, we all love pool. And most of us like talking. We really love talking. Oh, wait, that's me. I love talking. As you can see, it's been 10 minutes, and I'm still trying to close out. All right, that's it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm going to do some comments here as I go out. I said that 10 minutes ago, but I'm going to do it for real this time. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for liking and watching. Make sure you tune in tomorrow, 1 p.m. sharp. It's now 10 o'clock here, so whatever time it is in your time, it's 10 o'clock here, 1 o'clock our time here tomorrow, p.m. Tune in to watch a three-man. You're going to enjoy it. Love this, man. The evolution of pool. We were all monkeys at one point, and then we became Ronnie O'Sullivan. Honestly, I'm pretty sure, like, that silhouette of the last player, like the pool player that's holding the cue on a diagonal angle, it's got to be Ronnie O'Sullivan. It just looks like him. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure, man. All right, so we're going to do some comments here. Laura Burrick says, "Have a good night, Rod. Fun stream as always." Thank you, Laura, for tuning in. And DeKempa says, "Thanks, Rod. Keep on rocking." Thanks, bro. Honestly, I mean it, man. Welcome back. I need ya. We can do things all over again, Andy. 5 o'clock in the morning streams. Remember those days? Oh man, we had a good time for real. We had people tuning in from all over the world, man. It'd be like 4:30 in the morning, and him and I still going. Barely, like our eyes are barely open, but it was cool. We were passionate. We were all in it, man. Beetle Bailey says, "Good job tonight. Thanks for the stream. You're very welcome. Thanks for tuning in." Rick Stanley, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. And all right, let's keep it moving. We'll go to the YouTube channel now, and as I get ready to go, any comments here? Baptiste, yes. And then Linda says, "Love the Flames." I love the Flames too. The Flames are inspirational. If a player's not playing good and I put the Flames on, it turns the Flames on for them, and they become better players. So I don't know if it works all the time, but it feels like it works most of the time. It didn't work today. It kind of worked yesterday. It didn't really work last Sunday. Huh. I don't know, man. It may work, it may not work. But I love the Flames anyway. Shy Van says, "Are you going to be around for Summer League playoffs at Sonics this weekend?" I am. I'm playing. So I'll be there for sure. I don't know how good I'm going to play because I haven't really been training, but my team needs me to play my best, so I will try my best. I'll be there next weekend, though. I'll see you there, Shivan. And he says, or she says, "Thanks for the feed." You're very welcome. Thanks for tuning in. All right, so that's it for now. I went through all the comments. I hope you guys enjoyed the coverage. We'll see you guys tomorrow, 1 p.m. sharp. Make sure you tune in. You don't want to miss this action. Middle of the week, too, you know. A good pastime if you're at work. Hint, hint. All right, I'll see you guys at the tables tomorrow. Have a good night, everyone. Cheers.